I am sure sports. You know me there, from coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get your sports over here from near and far. Boy, 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 boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that mean me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that mean me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that mean me not say it. Know who score, that mean me not say it. Never know the game play, that mean me not say it. If me never seen a game, me no know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you are gonna love over here so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crap of players. We are good enough. Remember to like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment. Let me know what your thoughts are.
All right. Welcome to I Am Sure Sports. This is your host, my name is Man, and it is another big one we have lined up for you as we are going to, on this show, discuss some reggae boys football. People, yes, we are going to talk to you and let you know that once there is life, there is hope. And we still believe that we have an opportunity to qualify for the World Cup. Very slim chance, but maybe if you allow me to break it down, you will believe me, right? We're also going to look at possible starting 11 for the game, like what we think Coach Hall should, try. Hopefully, we can get a good result if this is implemented. All right, but firstly, let me thank our sponsors. The sponsors for this video are Launch Legacy. Launch Legacy, handle risk and seek legacy. For all your personal insurance needs in Canada and the USA, visit them at launchlegacy.com or call 647-989-0782. If you do that now, listen, they will help you with a financial product that will enable you to make your money work for you heading into your future. Also want to thank Prestige Finance. And Prestige Finance is offering loans of up to 100,000 Jamaican dollars. Yes, indeed, 100,000 Jamaican dollars, right? Low interest rate. In fact, their interest rate is between 0 to 4%. And if you call them and say to them, I got your contact from I Am Sure Sports, you will get same day processing. And guess what? No processing fee. You can't beat that anywhere right now. So check them out. They're in Linstead, St. Catherine, Jamaica. Just to give you a little update as well on the schoolboy football game that was played today. Right, so Kingston College got the better of Garvey Maceo by 2-0 to lift the Olivier Shield, to bring the Olivier Shield back into the corporate area. I think Garvey Maceo, they really miss their marksman, their talisman, Gregory Cousin, who is away on scholarship. And I don't know how much they miss their head coach, Marion Garden, who is on duty with the senior reggae boys. The West Indies and also England are playing right now, and they're 76. Yeah, 76-2 for 2, chasing 174 runs. All right. So that's a couple of sporting highlights and update for you. On the show, we have a few guests who will be joining us at some point to give their thoughts and their feedback to kind of tell us what they think concerning the game that is ahead of us. A very important game. I think this is the game that determines if we have any hopes of going through. All right. If possible, and we win all 5 games, all 5 remaining games, or even 4 of the remaining games and tie one, we possibly could qualify. And that is because of the games that Panama have. I am foreseeing Panama not going um above 18 points. Maybe I'm overly optimistic. So if Jamaica can get anything above 18 points from the remaining games, I think we are going to qualify at least ahead of Panama. If Costa Rica lose today, tomorrow, and then we beat Costa Rica, then we will also be ahead of Costa Rica at the end of it all if we continue winning. But I have the great one right here. He didn't even tell me, people, that he captained the Jamaican team that won a major championship last time, but he's here today to give me his thoughts. Um, Sir Williams,
Man. Hey, how are you?
I'm doing good, man. You know, I just discovered from Mr. Downswell that you captain the Jamaica team, winning the Digicel Cup. You never
Yes,
share that with
yes.
me, man.
Listen, I tell you, I have a worse memory, Nah, yeah, yeah. I haven't looked at that interview yet, but I saw it was up on my feed. So maybe later on today I'll go back and listen.
I didn't know you were the captain of that team. I didn't know you're captain. I didn't know you were a former national team captain.
Yeah, man. Yeah, MVP. I think I was MVP for that tournament too. But uh,
How
that's
come you forgot that important detail? I don't.
like I said. I don't like bring up. I don't really talk about my past too much. It is what it is, and I let other people enjoy it rather than me. Don't dwell in the past.
All right, wonderful. Listen, so let's talk to you because you have not been on. I know Gregory and Dean were on to talk about the last game. That is a game at the office against Mexico that we suffered heartbreak, man.
Yeah.
I mean, what are your thoughts on that game though? Paul Hall's first game, up by a goal, and then in 2 minutes conceded 2 goals with 10 men. I mean, what are your thoughts?
Well, honestly, haven't seen the game yet, so I can't comment on it. I have it lined recorded already. I had some tryouts for my team that night, which I had bad schedule on my part, because I always like to watch regular boys whenever them play live. But following on my phone, and I saw the red card. I heard about the red card, and then I saw we went one up, and then 2 goals in 3 minutes towards the end,
Yeah.
8 minutes. Yeah, that one that hurt, especially with a chance to beat Mexico at home. You always take pride in that, and unfortunately, the guys couldn't pull it off.
Have you ever played on a Jamaica team that beat Mexico?
Nah, no, never. Well, maybe U17s, U23s, U20s,
But not the
but
senior team.
never, not no, no, no senior, not even the US either. When I was playing, all of that happened after.
Okay. All right. So we need to win at least 4 of the next 5 games, right?
Yeah.
Um, do you think that's possible? Let's start right there first.
I'm going to be honest and I say no. I think we're going to come about 5 or 6 points short of that goal. I would
Okay.
love them to prove me wrong, because like I said, I always feel the regular boys going on to the next round, and especially with a chance to go World Cup, even if it's in the playoff spot with the next region, like I'll take that chance, but it's looking pretty grim and slim right now.
All right. So here's my thing, right? If Mexico beats Costa Rica today
Yeah.
in the Azteca, and we beat Panama tomorrow, sorry, and we beat Panama tomorrow, we go to 10 points, and both those teams will be stuck on 14 and 15.
Yeah.
Panama plays Mexico next. and we play Costa Rica. So if we beat Costa Rica,
If
yeah, we go to 13, and then we hope that Mexico beats Panama, and they are still stuck on
on
15 and
15, yeah,
14. So one
14.
is on 14, one is on 15. We have two easy home games, I think. Honduras and El Salvador at home. All right. They have USA and Canada.
Correct.
All right. So I'm just thinking, right?
Like I said, I wish nothing but the best, but there's one game at home we're either going to draw or just mess up on, and and I hope it's not true, but I think playing in the office we're going to either tie a game, which will mess us up.
Here is why I think we're gonna have a chance, right? I think
Mhm.
if we win these rounds, when the next games come to the office,
The other team's going to give up.
I think the government is going to allow fans
Okay.
in the stands, and that because
Yeah, you have to have your vaccine for coming out of the stands.
well, even if it is that, I think there will be enough people in the stands because I felt like if more spectators were in the stadium against Mexico, I just felt like it would have made a difference. Like the 12th man. I mean, I don't know. How do you feel about that? Do you think, like in those situations, having spectators shouting and screaming helps you, or the game just is on the field? It don't matter.
Listen, I've been when the stadium when it full, and I've been in stadium when it 5% full. I rather a full stadium where you can't hear anything than rather the 5% full where you can hear everybody shouting on. So if it's 5% full, it's not gonna be nice. You're gonna hear people shouting and saying this. You're gonna hear the boo them if we don't score early. But if it's a full stadium, I think the guys will be rejuvenated and excited to play and make a point.
Yeah. All right. Here is what Eagle Republic, because we're hoping for a miracle. He says if we win the next two games, we can realistically see the following: Panama 14 points, Jamaica 13 points, and Costa Rica on 12 points. Because all we need is to get to that fourth place and try to go to the playoffs.
All right, well, that's be realistic. That's what we're aiming for real.
All right. And then Chris, when he's saying that, you should say management, and they should say it's possible, but probably unlikely.
That's why I still don't throw 5 or 6 point shot, man. Like something going, some bad luck, not a red card, or something just mess it up. Watch.
Yeah. What about, have you ever played? I mean, how many games have you played in Panama in World Cup qualifyings, and how difficult is it to play against
Um,
Panama?
honestly, I played only one qualifying game against Panama, and it wasn't as hostile as El Salvador and Honduras. Panama has, if it's the same stadium, it has I believe they have a track around it.
Oh
So
yeah. So it's a far from the field.
yeah, so it's not like the fans on top of you and you can feel the pressure. But they always support no matter what, whether the team bad or good. The stadium always full, and like you said, it's a 12th man for them for those teams.
Okay. What are your takes on? Well, I didn't watch the game, but I
Yeah,
mean, in terms of coach, no, because you know that Paul is a new coach.
hmm
Um, do you think that this gives, normally when coaches are changed at clubs, they say it give the clubs a little
A little more
push.
energy and more
Yeah,
boost.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. But they had that. No, they lost a game. Does he, do they find it? For
No, it would be like I would if I was Coach Paul, I would definitely tell we had the opportunity. We're down a man, we still score a goal. We're up a man. I mean, down a man, 1-0 up. Like, yeah, you can. There's positives you can take out of the game for sure. Like, if we were 11v11, it would be different, or you probably get another chance to score. So, you always try and find positive even when it's negative. So I'm pretty sure Coach Hall will pull that out of his socks for real.
okay. Well, in the last game he played a 4-3-3, but he played with like a box to box, a deep line midfielder, box to box, and a creative midfielder. And then there was Lamar Walker, Junior Fleming, Mikel Antonio. Those are the three that were supposed to
Up
carry the
top.
bulk of the attack. Yeah. So you had Ravel Morrison, Daniel Johnson and Devon Williams. No real ball winners in there, but they do move, get around the pitch a lot. And then in defense, you had Kemar Lawrence, Javian Brown,
Low.
Lowe, and Pinnock and Blake in goal. That was the 11. So now Lowe got red carded, right? So he's definitely out. All right. As a coach, I mean, given that you want to win, would you keep the same and just plug in somebody for Lowe, or you think there may need to be alteration?
Well, it depends on training sessions. Like if he's done this, say you want to attack more, the 3-5-2, or if he's done that, gone through that with the guys, then maybe he can switch formations. But if he hasn't done that, to do that on the a game day or the last minute is not a good idea. But if they've done that or worked on it or video session, whatever it is, like if they went through it, I wouldn't see no harm in changing formation at all.
Okay, because I'm here thinking that they played on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
All right, they would have probably traveled. They traveled on Saturday.
Yeah.
And the game is on Sunday.
Yeah. So
yeah, you're probably just plugging somebody in a how much you can do in terms of in terms of changing anything. Can you really make any changes, or you just have to just plug in somebody and kind of keep the same team to get some chemistry?
Well, like I said, it depends on what happened in practice, and I know he just came on, and I know 3-4 days before the first game last time, so I don't know if he planned for, say, we have to change formation, or hopefully he did that, but like I said, if not, just plug in and play, and then if push comes to shove where you need some goals, or then you change formation, and you hope the man them smart enough to like realize, all right, we're playing 3 in the back or whatever with formation change, them smart enough to just figure it out.
And you just said something important, that you're smart.
Come on, man. Come on, respect, man. Come on.
No, I
Man.
didn't. All I'm saying, he said something very important. I'm going to tell you why, because today I'm supposed to interview this person, and he said that some survey was done at some point, and what they found out that in CONCACAF, that the Caribbean region, the IQ level of the footballers in the Caribbean is lower than some of the other CONCACAF territories.
Okay.
Do you think that is? Do you think that is so? I mean, just
I can't. If I don't know, I can't answer that. These guys play for club teams all over the place. They have to be adapt to adjust to any formation. Like every time a new coach come in, coach has his ideas, his thoughts, and what's best for the team. I'm pretty sure they've been in a situation before. Well, you're down a man or down 2 goals that you need for score. You switch up formation. So I'm sure they've been through that before.
yeah. As a coach, have you ever been in a situation where you're up a goal, down a player? And I mean, like in the game, I'm telling you, when you watch it, you'll see. Like Mexico were camped out, like right at the top of our half. We were like on the 18-yard box. When the ball was kicked long, and the forward got it, like nobody could get it right. And I mean, how do you coach it? Because you coach, they say you coach the game, you coach the moment, you coach the situation. All right. Like, what do you tell your team when you're just absorbing pressure, attack after attack after attack?
Well, first of all, you need somebody, and I like I said, I haven't seen. I would assume, who was the forward at the time, Mike Antonio.
And he took off Antonio, and this is where I think I got it. He got it. He could have made. Let me say, he could have made a different substitution. He brought on Andre Gray, who didn't have any pace, wasn't able to hold up the ball a whole lot.
Like I would have keep Antonio on. Like he plays that for his club, whereas he's a lone forward all the time against 6'9" English baller. So like I said, I haven't watched a game. I just going off of what I know of. I see Antonio play, and I would have probably kept him on. But maybe you're thinking about the next game. So
well, Antonio got a hit because he asked to be substituted.
Okay.
Because remember, and when you watch the game, you'll see the guy apparently hit him on the He was having some breathing issues.
Okay, then well that you can't knock that decision then if he's asked to come off and because of injuries,
Yeah.
that's different.
I'd have probably put on Corey Burke because he has a little bit more pace.
100%, 100. That's another one you'd add. And if Nicholson was there, that's somebody you depend on to hold up the ball. But yeah, Corey Burke for sure. I would have, you know, I would have
Yeah.
think, you know,
Yeah.
but
Claude
not my call.
Claudia is saying that she said that Andy, maybe if you were still playing, I'd be more hopeful.
I need to lose about 10 pounds off of belly. Yeah.
No, so how you coaching? You're not supposed to have any belly there, but you're coaching every day. What you sit down on the sideline and give
No,
instructions.
no, no. Every now and again, I jump in and play, but it's not. It has to be a regular thing too, But it's once a week can't work. You have to do it on a regular basis. So, but every now and again, I jump in and have fun.
Yeah. I see Brain Drain saying that we won one game in the last 9, and now we are going to win all 5 remaining games.
Hey, everybody win a lot at once, right?
Well, not me, not yet.
Well, you have to play for win. You play?
Well, no, 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 no,
Okay,
no.
so you have to
Hey,
play.
you need to send some money for me. Can look like you have played on one.
No, I still playing.
And then, oh, they were saying that the team arrived on Friday,
Okay.
in Panama, which
We
is
had a
good
practice
timing.
session on Saturday.
Yeah, on Saturday,
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
for the game
So
on.
maybe, yeah, if you have a practice session where you can go through it and walk them to the whichever formation change, yeah, you can do it up absolutely. But we'll see.
Yeah, because I think that the team just has to. We have to win. How as a coach, how do you set up a team that you're in a must-win game? Do you go out all out attack, or you just wait on certain moments in the game? Um, or you just decide, listen, from the get-go, we're going to press, we're going to try and score early and then hold out, or do you wait? How do you coach your team?
Depending on how much you trust the team. Like if you think they're a stronger team towards the end, maybe you hold off and play the last 30 minutes. You start pushing it, and you hope them you tire them out the other team in the first half and change. Or if you're confident with your team where you're pushing an attack and get the goal, then you can defend it. It just depends on how you think your team can manage that situation, and it depends on the players. On top of that,
Okay. And so, somebody's here saying, I don't know how they. I don't know how he said. How he said that, and he's only seen your face. What? Go ahead. Go ahead. You respond.
nah, just naturally have red eyes. Don't worry about that. Naturally,
Oh, like, what did he see? Like, what evidence is there? Blue Mountain Entertainment Group. What evidence is
after
there of
after,
that?
after the interview, yes, yes.
Okay. I see Dean trying to get through. Yeah, man. No problem. All right. So Dean trying to get in. So let me see.
All right, drama time now.
No, 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 no. And then uh, Brian is saying that need to remind you that a former West Indies cricketer won the latter twice.
Yep,
So,
yep. Don't worry, me soon win it.
yeah. All right, people. You hear that the man suing the lotto, so don't worry. What brain? Oh, brain drain is saying that it is a food in Arizona. You know why you look the way that you are. Yeah,
Nah, no food, not food.
but that's the thing. I think for me, the last. I don't know. We started out really really bad in the last game.
Okay.
In my opinion, I felt like, I don't know, like,
This is Delroy.
for the very for the beginning of that game, and then we were just under pressure. Like, Mexico had the ball, so by the time we lost the play and got into the second half, I think our legs um were gone. And then we were playing with 10 men. Mexico made 5 substitution, and we
Wow.
only made 4, playing with 10 men. Is that a matter of trust in terms of the quality that the coach has on the bench, or just mismanagement?
I can't call it mismanagement because, like I said, he's with them in training and all that. So, um, it's and like you said, it's a situational thing every time. Every game is different. Everything don't play the same way every time. But obviously he made like you said, he made injury substitution with Antonio, so that probably threw a wrench in whatever plans he had originally. So
And two of the substitution were injury substitution, because he also took off Javian Brown and put on Alvas Powell, and that was where we lost the game. Because I didn't say because of him, and I just said that was where we lost the game. I didn't say it was because of him. But many people are blaming Alvas Powell for us losing the game. But I felt like even at that time, maybe Mariappa, seeing that we're trying to, see out the game. Like Mariappa is more defensive minded, more experienced, I think. You don't need a lot of pace because he's not going to go forward because we had no out ball. I kind of felt like he would have been a better option because he has played at right back. But Paul Hall, after the game, said that he made a like for like substitution.
okay.
And that was a reasoning behind it. Very, very tough decision.
Yeah, well, like I said, sometimes you make you would think that he would have gone with more experience in Mariappa. Like you said, he's more experienced than Alvis in club football. So, like I said,
Yeah.
I'm sure it's not just him making those decisions either. He's talking to his staff, and they come to decision on that.
Yeah. All right. I have a big question to ask you. That. Yes, King is in the squad. He has traveled with the team. I want to ask you, Andy, is your goalkeeper coach on the bench and he speaks to you as about stuff, or is it your assistant coach? How many, when you're there, how many persons come and talk to you when there's a substitution to be made as a coach?
I would assume two or three coaches. They usually have first assistant, second assistant, and you know um sometimes I've been where situation where the goalkeeper coach is also the assistant coach. So it's not but yeah, I would have first and second assistant. I would assume who else is assistant coach. I didn't even know who he has now.
I got Maran Garden.
I don't know who that is.
Right. So that's what I was wondering. Like, I mean, because I asked that question because I don't see like the Chelsea goalkeeper coach or the Mexico goalkeeper coach or the America goalkeeper coach or the Canadian goalkeeper coach.
Yeah.
Is is it that Warren Barrett, who is our goalkeeper coach, is he a part of that?
Well, it depends. Like you can have it that way for sure, but it just depends on the staff. Because like I said, I've had my goalkeeper coach as a player. I had a goalkeeper coach who was also the head assistant. So it just depends on their roles.
Yeah, somebody just said that we lost because of Alva's point blank. All right, we have a call, Andy. So um, yes, good afternoon, caller. Yeah, man. Yes, how you doing?
Good man, I'm good while me not call the show, 'cause the work off me away still.
What kind of way to work of you?
I work off me up and down, man. Up and down, all over the place, man.
Oh,
So me can't get to tune in
oh,
like I used to.
I thought you work on a trampoline.
No,
Up and
man.
down, up and
No,
down.
man.
Sorry, go ahead, caller.
Well, something sticks to me. Well, you might as well call it that. Yeah.
Yeah, man, go ahead.
Man,
Yes.
a few things I want to point out
Oh,
here.
you're not talking to the guests. You're in malice with the guests. Of you tell the
Yeah,
guests that.
and no, man, Andy Williams, man, big up yourself, man. Go tell me I talk to me. You know me,
Yeah,
can't
man.
go.
Yeah, man. Absolutely.
Work with you. And then, him can relay information when I say to you. And
He's
you
here.
can relate
He's
back
here.
to me.
He's hearing you, man. You hear
Yeah,
him,
man.
Andy? Yeah,
No,
man.
man.
Yeah, but me can't hear him.
Okay. All right. Okay. Go ahead.
All right. But, all right. Now, pull your memory in, man, right? How much you remember me telling you, say, Damian Lowe is one of the worst defender me ever say we have as a man where I say him are the big Jamaica big defender. You remember me telling you that?
I don't agree with you. Up to even today, I still don't agree with you though. I don't
You
think.
remember me you
Yeah,
remember me tell you
yeah,
remember me
yeah.
telling
I remember
hold
you
on,
saying that, but I don't agree.
you remember me telling you Damian Lowe was a walking red card?
Yes, I remember that.
Okay. I am gonna tell you this again. I me play ball. And I
Are
said,
you
sit down
used
and
to play ball?
still play, man. Me still play with the big belly, man. I gotta tell you this.
Yeah.
I watched Damian Lowe posture. Don't get me wrong, I love to see him improve and be a deeper in Jamaican team. But I watch his posture and I realize he's not even an average defender. He's below average. He's a subpar player. I think we should look elsewhere. I said that over and over. I said that over and over. And here's where we made the mistake after we scored a goal in the game the other day. This is what I would have done if I was the coach. Once I scored a goal, I would have changed up. I would have go with a back three now. I would just have a flat back three, right? Push them up a little bit. Don't have them too far back in the defense. Push them closer up to the half line, and then the rest of player may just cram the midfield, the rest of player, and have one forward up there. That's what should have been done, right? Right. That's where the game management. That's where we could have see out the game and get the 1-0 win.
All right, hold on.
I don't know what happened.
Hold on, Andy want to respond to that. Go ahead. Andy.
What formation Mexico played? 4-3-3, right?
Well, yeah, 4-3-3. But when the goal scored, they made once it got down into that late part, they made 3 substitution and they started playing 3-2-5. That when we're down to so they started just having 3 back, 2 in the middle, and they doubled up on the right and on the left with wingers and 1 person centrally.
Okay, so that's why would for the caller, why would you go 3 in the back from a 5?
Yeah, so Andy Williams. Andy's asking, why would you then, if they are using 5 up front, why would you play 3 in the back?
Well, I mean, remember we have a cram the rest of man in the midfield,
But they were only, but remember, Mexico only using 2 midfielders.
Yeah, but remember what we're saying now. Remember, your midfielder have to come back and defend, The defender have to come back and the midfield have to come back and defend, But the reason why I said to cram the midfield with all those players and use 3 in the back, because we want to have less space for them to penetrate the midfield. That's why I said put a lot of people, just cram the midfield with a bunch of players. So we don't have enough space for them to come through the midfield.
All right. Any other thing you want to say? Because remember, you're going to have to talk and then Andy Williams.
And then the other thing to me notice every time Mexico pass the ball in our attacking third and make the overlapping run, there's nobody following the overlapping players. So every time them overlap, them get the ball. Oh, I can't understand it.
Because they were doubling up on both. That's what I was saying. They were doubling up on both flanks.
But if me and you are watching us see that, why we couldn't do nothing to just stop it? That's what me want to know.
Seeing it and stopping it is 2 different things. We're going to have to ask Coach Andy.
One more thing. One more thing.
Yeah.
Is it me that is blind, or when Michael Lecter is in the team, we play better?
Yeah.
You don't think so?
But when they play Michael, don't him play as a holding midfielder?
You don't think so?
No, and all right. So because Andy's he's asking you if when they play,
like the last time I saw Hector play, was in midfield.
He was playing in midfield.
Yeah. So
who that? Michael Lecter?
Yeah, he played midfield, not centre back.
They use him. I think I used him to play centre back in one game.
Couple times, but the last 2 games.
To me, he have his time when he loses the ball, but to me, he's a better player than what I say we've been having so far. And every time he played in the team never looked this worse, this bad. The team has never looked this bad when he plays. And I'm sure you can agree with that.
Yeah. Yeah, man. All right, Blue Mountain.
What?
Go ahead, and then I'll let.
I mean, what Andy Williams have to say about that? Because I can't hear him.
Yeah, man. So all right, so just listen up, and he's going to respond.
So for me,
Yeah,
like I said,
I'm a fan. So
Yeah, man.
uh,
Go ahead. You can.
like for me, like the times I've seen Hector play, is always been in midfield. I'm pretty sure it was in Gold Cup too. If he was playing a holding midfielder,
Yep.
um, I know he's played centre back for Jamaica, a couple times, but the last couple times I'm sure Tapa played him in midfield. So I'm not sure. That's like I said, it's a coaching decision with Coach Ball.
All right. So the only real Jamaican on the show in him yellow because both of us have on black and blue. uh, all right. But let me just say this, right? If there was anything because Mexico was playing 2 persons on the flank for the overload, I think it would have been better if we had like persons out there double teaming. That's where I think probably the changes could have been able to address some of that, right? I like what Eagle Republic was I just had up that comment and then we're gonna have Dean come on. Yes, yeah, this is the next issue I had because Javian Brown basically they didn't want him to come off, but he was so tired he basically walked he walked up to half line for the substitution because he just said he couldn't manage no more. Basically,
Wow.
it's a play. I mean, are you supposed to be that on it? Like
Nope.
what you do as a coach if a player come to you and say, "Coach, I'm tired."
Like you shouldn't call him that play in the first place.
I couldn't believe it. The man came up because he was there. Dean, what say you? And big up Barris in the comment section, and I saw Cloggy, Carlton, Alexander as well.
Actually, I'm not very, very low on mine.
Uh,
I'm
you're,
struggling
you're
to hear him on it.
you're struggling.
Dean Dep and dial up.
Let me reset the system.
Yeah,
Let
reset
me
it.
reset the device and get back in.
All right then, no problem. Yeah. Yeah, but a lot of people giving Alvas a hard time, but I mean, this is the thing, with football. I don't even know, but Boris is saying big up Sir Dean and Sir Andy.
Bless up, Mr. Johnson. Long time I not see him.
Yeah, but this is where I said the problem was we started off the game on the wrong foot. So at the beginning of the game we were chasing the ball for the first 20 minutes, So I figured that if you're doing that for 20 minutes in the first half and then you get a yellow card, you're at halftime, the legs. So most of the players were tired. You could see that the midfield, they were done, and this is where the changes should have probably could have been a little bit different,
For real. Yeah.
yeah. But it's tough, it's his first game. Probably the other persons on the bench had to give him advice as well as to what to do, and
You'd hope so.
yeah, you hear now, Dean?
Take your camera off till you figure it out.
Aye. Dean Dep and what? Cable and wireless.
Somebody just said that Dean, pay your internet bill, star. Your hotspot now work. But you said that if you have a player and he's get to the 88th minute, you're up by one, and he says he's tired. What do you do? Do you let him stay on, or do you do what Paul will do? You take him off.
Well, like I said, you have to trust your players, so you have to know their the ins and outs of this player, the mentality of these players, because you can't just, I've been in situations where I have kids come and tell me, coach, I can't run no more. And I'm like, and I know the kid or, I know the player, and I'm like, nah, man, you're good. And then 2 minutes later, I'm start running again. So you just have to know the mentality of these players and, get through to them some other way.
Okay. I don't know, man. I don't know if you come off field because you're tired. I don't. In my times, that was not allowed. You not with the team again. Worse, if the team lose after you come off,
Yeah.
you're not. That's it, man. You probably don't ever get called back.
Yeah,
You know?
just like Claudia said, man, she'd have died on the field.
Yep, yep.
Well, that's the thing. Like, listen, with me now, like growing up now, and kids growing up now, and how we grew up back in the day is totally different. We would have run through wall and everything just for certain things, and I think the kids nowadays and players nowadays just give up too easy for certain situations. So that's my 2 cents.
Yeah. Ron Money says, honestly, the best result we can get from tomorrow game is a draw. We have no wingers to effectively take on the Panamanian. I I think so. I think we're going. Let me say this. I am believing that given what I saw in the last game, we are going to get a good result. So this person is saying that, well, he's out of season. Remember that. Yeah, he's saying that. Remember that he's because he plays in the MLS and they have not been playing. So maybe that is indeed.
Yeah, but you have to blame the player on that because the player knows he's in World Cup qualifying. Like you have these games coming up. Like you should be keeping yourself in some kind of game form.
Mm. Yeah, what are your thoughts on Chulups?
Super experienced, and I understand where he's saying that is a walking red card. Some tackles sometimes, it's on the borderline, but he as a defender, he grew up with Pepe and Shati, like those guys, get stuck in, like hard tackle all the time, and for me playing back, you can look at Claude Davis was another player back in the day that once
Stew peas.
yeah, and Steve Pease, they're coming out there for send a message and make a statement to the player, them like or the foul or whoever it is, like don't come around here, and then sometimes you get catch, and then unfortunately that's what happened.
Yeah, I like him still. I don't know. People always say that he's not good, but I rate him. He's one of my. What is wrong with Dean? It's like it's Peeny Wally. It's Peeny Wally internet, man. And Dean, is it Peeny Wally internet you have over there, man? What about Verizon and them thing there? Barry says, are we calling the right players based on the system we are trying to play?
That is up to the coaching staff, Boris. Like and depend on the players that you have. So, like for me, I'm you know as a coach, my formation is based on the players that I have. So, I'm not going to try and force players to play a certain position or that's not their strength. You play to what the players that you have.
Okay, so your philosophy is you get the players, and based on the players, you have a formation, or do you have a formation and find players to fit that formation?
Well, for me, I'm an attacking person, so I like to have as much people in attack as possible. So, 3-5-2 would be always my go-to. But right now, even the club I play at, I'm playing a 4-3-3 right now because it depends on the players I have. So yes, I was looking for my formation, but if I don't have it, like I can't force it on the players
Okay, so you
because I would look bad.
okay, I see
Yeah.
what you mean, right? So it's more important that you use a formation that fits the players.
Yes, 100%.
Okay, okay, okay. All right. Ronaldo Rankin says, people, there are so many comments, so please bear with me here. And please remember to hit the like button, right? Andy Williams didn't come on here for you not to like the video. I'm telling you that, right? Jamaica hasn't beaten Panama in Panama for a long, long time, but I have faith. I hope they can win tomorrow and save our chances to qualify. And then Shemar Shatters is saying that in every side you have to have somebody rough.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is that still needed in football? Is that still a part of the whole? Because football has changed so much. Do you need that rough house defender or that
Well,
rough house? Yeah.
yeah, you do need somebody like a enforcer for real. Like, but it's not like off the ball elbows and thumping a chest out like how it used to be because you have VAR now, so you can't get away with them things. But you always want somebody that somebody scared of.
All right, Sardine.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
People them say why you in foreign I use flow internet.
Why on the internet? And I don't know what happened. On the alternate.
Yeah, so you have been listening to the conversation. What say you though? What should we adjust? Cause you and I have spoke extensively about the last game. Was Alvas the right change? And then you can move ahead and go.
Alva should have nowhere for them have an option, to be honest with you. And I've been saying this months now.
He should not be in the squad.
No. You see, when they're in the squad, they becomes an option. Sometimes them look down the line and them see a face. Them remember say they used to play there and them put it there. It's just like as Messam saying, Aka and any 10. When them see Aka somewhere, somehow, they hypnotize them and them put him in. If you don't have him, he won't be an option.
Aka still in our squad?
Well, never ask management that.
No, we're not going to discuss Lord Javan. I understand. Okay, we just continue the conversation. We're not going to. He's in the reserve. I understand that he's in the reserve. So if something goes wrong,
well, I hope it's the military reserve.
So you would not have. You would not have. I mean, given that the player wanted to come off because of that, you'd have brought.
You have to. But no, what I'm saying, we have very capable defending player from the right side. They choose to go with Alvas, which is more of an attacker and more of a defensive liability. And coming off the injury, however long now, his pace has diminished severely. So you cannot use your speed to recover defensively. So it's better you have a slow man that have the defensive capability that stay put than have someone who is more offensive minded, right? Because now
you're defending
the mindset is on offense than on defense. And at that point in time, you need a more defensive minded player to sit in that position.
Yeah.
And based on what you guys were saying too, like if you're not holding the ball up top, what the sense you put on an attacking right back?
There you go.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. I don't know because the funny thing is that the game before they had it, he didn't play, Remember that he didn't. They benched him,
Mm-hmm. All right, this is my forecast. This is my thought of Alvas when he's in the game. Bear with me now. Whenever he's struggling, he goes down earth. Right? And that has happened quite a few games till they had to say, okay, you have a nagging injury, so we're going to pull you out the squad. Right? And give yourself a chance to heal. So he's coming back off an injury. And he didn't play in the last warm-up game to test his fitness or to test his sharpness. And then I can see where the coach is saying, well, it's 10 minutes to go. At that level, you must have 10 minutes of fitness so you can give us. But again, if your mindset is more offensive,
if you don't have IQ,
but if your mindset is more offensive, then what's going to happen? You're not going to change that right off the bat. And if you used to rely on your speed to recover on defense, right? And you don't have that in your arsenal anymore. Now you're really at a defensive liability. And that is where I think the change really affected him. And I'm telling you, I don't know how I would feel as a player as I command 2-goal score.
No, well, Dean, look upon this. If Alvis was going on, you don't think the Coach Paul said him, all right, we don't need to fair attack. You need to defend the last 10 minutes.
But in both goals, he was out of position. That's the thing. Like, that's what I'm wondering. Like, is it that he?
Isn't that this supposed to be discussed while the player going on? Like, listen, 10 minutes, you just hold it down, lock it down.
Right.
You
would have imagined the coach give him that instruction, Andy. But remember also, first thing, He came on. When he came on, it was a train on his side of the field, right? And he's searching where he wants to go. Like when he came in, he's searching. Is all throwing. Again, that tells me you're not mentally in the game. Even on the bench. Because we know, when you're on the bench, we always encourage a player, be attentive in the game so you know what's going on in the game. You know what's the requirement in the game. So when you get in the game, beyond the instruction that is going to be given to you, you would have already recognized certain things that are going on in the game. Wrong or right, Andy?
No, absolutely. You have to pay attention. Like,
All right.
you know,
So if he's detached from the game to the point when he goes in, he doesn't even recognize that the throw in is ours. You think he's going to be mentally sharp, taking all the information from the coach? And then,
I don't see the game, so I can't.
all right, to compound it, every time they break, he's out of position. So he's not even defending from deep on the line of your center backs. He's defending way above. And he's losing his players too often. Both goals, Andy. Right?
Mm.
The first one, he was out of position, but the ball floating out of position where he was. But he was that way, possibly that the guy coming off the flank is coming. Because he never get up at all. And the only way you could have not get up to challenge the ball, if you know somebody is behind it, is because you're totally lackadaisical, you have absolute disregard for the man. You understand what I'm saying? So he's not even now aware that there's a player and it's outside coming in to challenge. Because if him get up off him foot, even if him not head the ball, right? He would have at least shatter the man from heading the ball. Or him could have head the ball enough for him head back. Because him taller than the man.
Yeah, he's taller. Listen, I was at the stadium, right, Andy? And everybody was calling out his name. Alvarez! Alvarez! Like, I said, this is crazy. Like, this is elementary. Watch the ball, watch the man. Watch the ball, watch the man. Like, this is elementary. This is elementary. The square is coming from that side. You have your eye on the man here, and you have your eye on the ball. But he was out of position, so I don't know. But Boris is saying, why are we blaming Powell?
No. All right, me's a right back, so I'm gonna blame the goal not supposed to score from your side of the field, brother.
Yeah. You hope so all the time. Yeah. Like
you hope said the goal don't score from your side of the field. Worse, your marker.
Honor your fault.
Yeah, worse your marker.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who is shorter than you winning the header? Incidentally, because the person who won the header is way shorter than him.
Also, remember that guy had a ball over the bar to it, coming from the right side of the field, free again.
Mm.
And this was probably, I think, before the score either the goal. Barry, somebody have to get blamed. Let me answer that question. Somebody have to get blamed. We can't blame the team, but we are gonna blame one particular person because two goals score from your side of the field, your marker.
Oh well, Boris is calling, so let's see what Boris has to say. Coach Boris, go ahead.
Hello?
Yeah, man, go ahead. We're listening.
Yeah, good night, man, and good night to the two legendary Sir Dean Sewell, Sir Andy Williams.
Yes,
one of the things, man, I think I said this to you a couple of weeks ago, and I asked the question again. Are we calling the right set of players in terms of the system we want to play? And they give you a small explanation. He tries much to find players that suit his system and not trying for them to play what they don't want to play or what they don't understand of playing. You see, I listen every show, and ironically, everybody blame Powell in terms of the result of the game. Now, I'm saying, how do we blame Albert Powell, and what are we really blaming Albert Powell for? I mean, man is man. You are the game. I watch the game from a different point of view. when the first half of the game, however, the first half of the game, Mexico had total control of the game. If you go back and look where we lost most of the ball, it was either in our defensive third or the middle third. We have not lost a lot of balls in Mexico final third. We go in on the break. After we come out, we score from a set piece. Down to 10 man, you already analyze what Mexico were doing. Mexico were trying to create, in all possible, a 2v1 or a 3v1 situation at both flanks.
That's
Now,
Mexico bread and butter.
Alvos Powell is clearly a disappointment.
Who do you blame?
As I told you before,
Yeah.
my greatest disappointment is that the coaching staff sit on the bench, didn't realize the tactical move or the tactical change that Mexico make, and therefore we didn't make the adjustment. Now, if you look at the goals, Mark, I've been saying this from day one. I look at all the goals that scored on us ever since. And they come from one flank, and the square come across and it's back in the net. And you can see repeatedly. I go as far as watch training session, and it's the same thing happen. We're giving up the flanks, and not only giving up the flanks, we're giving up the square. Now, how can we blame Alvos Powell as a player? Look at this. When Alvos find himself on both occasions in a 3v1 situation, now Dean Sewell as a very, very good wing back, one of the best we have ever seen play that position, can tell you, based on Alvos Powell's judgment as a defender, if I find myself in a 3v1 position management, I'm going to try and pick up the nearest player to goal. Now, we're blaming the wing back. Now, I'm saying if you go back and watch the clip, look at where Flemings choose to stop, plus the other midfielders. Now, honestly, and Dean and Sir Andy, I don't want to start from where the goal in terms of the cross and all that. If you look at what takes place in the total build-up play, you realize what's happening.
All right, Coach Boris. So you know you're a coach. Hold on, you're a coach, right? Let me say this. So there are different stages. So there are different stages. Stage 1, the square should have been blocked. So let's pass that. Stage 2, the keeper could have collected the ball. He didn't. Stage 3 is no Alvas. So we can't know because what? If stage 1 fail, stage 2 fail, then stage 3 not supposed to fail because remember, everything up to that point, up to the everything up to the 79th minute was working. Everything was working up to the 79th minute.
Man is man.
Yeah.
Please, if you're gonna say everything up to 70 minutes was working,
79th minute,
then up to the 79th minute, then I don't understand which game you're watching. Best you say up to the 79th minute, we were leading the game. But when you look back at the game itself, analyze the game, Mexico, based on what they're doing tactically, you could see them coming on the score sheet at any time. Man is man. Come on.
Boris.
Boris, hold on. Dean want to say something, but you're not going to hear it, right? So you want to keep holding on, and then because you're not going to hear what he's saying, but he's going to make his point.
Okay.
All right. All the points that Boris is making. Remember, I said this already. We're conceding goals from crosses consistently. So we have to first address that problem. However, Mexico game plan, are they identified, or the way they were playing was going, and most teams play us that way. They move the ball from side to side to figure out where they can find an opening, get down the line and cross. If they're not being successful of getting behind, they cross the ball from early and then they have people crash from the outside. Right? So, if as a wing back, a midfielder, I'm going to say the wing back because you're the last line of defense from that end, from whatever end, and the cross is coming in from early, it is your responsibility to defend the ball that goes beyond the goalkeeper. Just like how coaches tell the offensive player, go attack the front post, the penalty spot, we must have players in those three positions. Attacking the front, attacking the penalty spot, and attacking the far. It's similar. We must have someone defending the front, defending the penalty, and defending the
Back
the
post.
far post. Once the ball comes within your area, whether the keeper misjudge or the ball comes in your area, right? You must at least make an attempt to make a play on the ball.
Yeah.
So that is years ago. I'm not blaming Alvas totally on the first goal, you know, because I think Blake was out of position, and by the time he came across again, he already knew he could get the ball. So set yourself for the head back or the head to goal. But he over rotated to the front post. So when the ball head back, he had to stretch. You understand what I'm saying, Andy? He had to extend himself so he couldn't get a firm grip on the ball. And he followed the ball and stopped within a reasonable region. And not over rotated. When that ball head back is a easy collect for him. So we can there's a whole lot of aspects that we can look at and say, okay, we didn't do this. If we're not gonna stop the crosses from coming in, we have to defend them when they're coming. Wrong or right, Andy?
Absolutely.
If we can prevent the cross from coming in, then we don't have to worry about defending the crosses.
Yeah.
But obviously we're not stopping the crosses. So now we must be able to defend the crosses.
I think what Boris is saying though is that the coach never managed it well tactically. But I'm going to let him. Andy, you're going to say something. So let me just. When Boris was speaking, I don't remember.
I can't recall.
Yeah, yeah. But what I think what Boris is saying though is that the coach, the change may not have been the most appropriate change. If Mexico is having, this is how Mexico has always been, you know,
That's what I'm saying. You have the wingers overlap, right back overlap to the winger, 1v1 on the outside, Mexico bread and butter.
Right. So he should have doubled up, like I was saying to you, Dean, double up wing on the left, bring on 2 persons over there, 2 on the right, because they're going to overload on both sides. All right. But go ahead, Boris, and then make your point. I know you weren't hearing, but go ahead and make your point.
So man, you see what I'm trying to say? Now we are looking at it from a different point of view based on what I just said. You see, and I think when you look at the old campaign, I told you before and I'll tell you again, do not compare these 98 players with this group or any other group going forward. Because what happened 98, if Dean should tell you, if Andy should tell you, we have a home-based team that we have ample time, enough time, and we have the pleasure of being in together most of the time preparing. You see, we have most of the time preparing, and during preparation, we could understand what Andy need to do in offense, in defense. We could understand what Dean Sewell need to do in offense, in defense. And every player pretty much understand what every player has to do. So everybody basically understand each and every one of us function and role in the team at the time in 98. I told you, we don't have the luxury of doing this. Because what happened, for some reason, we are trying to cheat the system. Oh yeah, we can call a player from England and just take them straight to the game. And I'm gonna ask the question again. Where is the planning? Where is the preparation coming into this World Cup qualifier?
Non-existent.
We haven't get the chance to say, look, let's go to Brazil for 6 weeks. Let's go to United States for 4 weeks. Let's go to Germany for 2 weeks. We haven't got those opportunity management. Now we have a coaching staff that is trying to play a system that or can we play a 1-4-3-3 system? Andy can tell you, Dean can tell you, to play 1-4-3-3, it's a very high tactical system, and it's also required a lot of one-touch passing. It's required a lot of visibility from the defender to look in terms of if the midfield is not on, where do I go? I play directly to the striker and we move our group. It's a lot of tactical stuff management. So this is my disappointment with the game against Mexico. And not only Mexico game. My disappointment so far in the campaign is that the coaching staff are relying heavily on the players. Because some of them might play in England, some might play in the United States, some might play in Belgium. But man, I understand this. What he's trying to do collectively, this is where we have the problem. It's not being taught, it's not being practiced, and therefore we're going into the game not knowing what is it we're going to do next. What is it we're trying to do from an offensive point of view? What is it we're trying to do from a defensive point of view? Now, Andy can tell you, Bean can tell you. If you look at the last 10 minutes of the game management, go back and check the stats. How many times do we foul during that window of the game?
Slow the game down.
How many times we create a foul during the window of the game to say, look, let's stop the game and see if we can make some adjustments. Let's stop the game to give people time to come back. Let's stop the game here to give people a bit of fresh air so they can deep breathe and regroup and we come again. If you watch last 10 minutes management, we have not done that. Now, these are not things that you're going to expect players to just go in the game. They will, but understand the level of the players. And that's why I keep on telling you, do not compare the 98 players with these guys. 98, we were fortunate, we were blessed with a bunch of talented guys that not only technically good, but mentally they were prepared, physically they were prepared. And then when you look at in terms of analyzing the game on the field as a team, they could do that. They could do that. I have seen 98 team play a lot of games like Rene Simoy. Don't even have to get up on the bench in order to say, look, do this, do that. They could make the adjustment on the field in terms of players.
All right.
Now, do we see that in this group?
Yeah. Good point, Boris. I'm going to let Andy and Dean respond to that. But thanks again for always calling in, man. Appreciate it.
All right.
Yeah.
Sorry, I couldn't be on the show. As I told you, I'm at work right now.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
So,
man. Totally
sorry,
understand.
I couldn't be on the show.
Yeah, man.
But as I say again, we wish them all the best for tomorrow. I mean, there's not much to play for.
Yeah.
So,
There's 3 points, man.
There's 3 points, but I understand where the 3 points put us.
I'm 10.
That's the reality of it. That's the reality of it.
All right.
Clearly, I'm not going to gamble on losing us. No, I'm saying get the 20s together, get the 17s together, and let us start preparing for what is coming in July.
Boris, give up on the campaign. All right, good, Boris. All right, good, Boris.
I'm giving up before the Mexico game.
All right. All right, Coach Morris. Listen, Dean. I think what Morris said is a coaching thing, but let me just say this: I don't think some of the things we did in '98 can be done now because the players are not locally based.
Right, but we already understand that. Everyone understand that deficiency long ago.
I disagree with that, Dean, because you can have camps over in England. You can have a week camp. You can have a 10-day camp by England or somewhere Europe.
Yeah, but not only that. On the topper, we could identify a system, right? Not offensively, not defensively. On the parallel, so far we can identify some defensive structures. You understand what I'm saying, Andy?
What's the system on the topper?
I don't know. Hit the ball long and hope.
You just say we could identify a system.
No, I said on the topper, we couldn't.
Oh, we couldn't. Oh.
Right. And on the parallel, so far, at least we can see one side of the ball. There's some, what do you call it now? Some cohesiveness. And that cohesiveness, we didn't lose it when Greg Lee came in. We lost it when Alvas came in. Okay.
Yeah.
And to your point, yes, we can do 10 days, but also we have, and I was explaining to man, with the way our technology set up, right? You can graph through animation or whatever, how you want to play and send it out to the players. So they have a idea what to expect. And in your friendly games, right? If it's friendly games, you're gonna get them maybe 3 or 4 days, Andy.
Yeah.
3 days before. And then you can implement it 1 or 2 days and then try to use it in the game. And if you do that 2, 3, 4, 5 games, right? Then it will become a part of what they expect.
100%, yes.
Right? On the other front, if as we've been doing, the thing is we haven't yet find a 14-man rotation, so to speak, with all the quality we have and the talent we have and the professionals that we have.
The lineup change every minute.
It changes every minute.
The two constant are Kemar Lawrence and Blake.
Right.
And speedy to an extent.
But it used to be Aka anything, like you said.
Right. So we still haven't found at 13, 14 guys that you can say, okay, these are the players. So game in, game out, these are the 14. 1 and 2 times they may have a change in and there. But at least say you have a core 9. We haven't found that yet. And we are what? 9 games in?
Yeah.
Well,
And we're still searching.
Plus the friendly them, yeah.
Plus the friendly. We had the Gold Cup as a competition to use as a tool. And before that, what was the competition they played before? When they went to Asia, I believe.
Oh yeah, they went up there. But you know what though, Dean? Somebody just remember, Lowe has been a constant, Lawrence has been a constant, Blake has been a constant, and you could say that Alvas has been a constant, That's your
That is on the defensive end of the ball. So what happened to the offensive end of the ball? Remember, the game is a transition game, It's from defense to offense, offense to defense. It is a transition game. So we have 4 constant. Even Aka, give Aka as a constant before now. He would have been on the defensive side of the ball. So everything around him, the difference with even with the time, as Boris alluded to, when we were playing, because we had that luxury of constant being in camp together. If Andy's out of position, I know exactly where Andy's supposed to be. And if Andy recognizes, okay, he's close to where I should be, I can just swap personnel. But the shape that they were keeping was constant, even when Lawrence came out and Lee went in. Right? It was the same. The breakdown come, and maybe it's a trust factor too. And remember this, as the wing back, if I am being pressured 3v1, I must identify the players who are supposed to be my help. And if it's Andy, me have to call him.
Yeah. But Boris raised a point, because Junior Fleming stopped coming back as well, That's what I'm saying, that why not put on like somebody who can clog up that area? Is it really the coach, or is it that the players, like Andy, both of your coach youths, when you put them out there and they don't, you tell them what to do and they don't do it, who is to be blamed? Is it the coach or the player?
No, I'm gonna take them off right away. Tell them come.
Well, you probably can do that. You probably can do that at the amateur level.
Yeah.
No, you can't do it at the senior level too.
Really?
I mean, of course.
They don't see coach put on play and take him off back.
At what senior level?
At any level.
Any level.
I've never
Any
seen
level.
that. I don't see that at the senior level. I can't remember watching a Jamaican match. And
No, because at the senior level, it is not dominant for player just disregard them defensive responsibilities.
Okay.
Anyway, before my battery are dead, so gone. Next time. All right, Papa Bean.
Yes, Papa. Yes, Papa.
All right, FC Arizona. You need to come tell us what the team doing, man.
All right, yeah, man. Take care, 2 of you.
All right, then. Yeah, man. Cool. Yes, Dean. So, yeah. But, I mean, I hear what you're saying, but how much responsibility is the coach's responsibility when the instructions are not carried out?
Management, let me ask you.
Somebody just said that Mourinho did that. Did it a lot.
All right, let's ask this question. Let's ask this question, man. All right. As a player, I can't speak for the players, right? As a player, you know the importance of the game that you play. You know the importance of the 3 points that is possibly available to you, right? You have to die out there. You can't at that point disregard the defensive responsibility. I'm talking for any player that does that.
Yeah.
It can't be. You're supposed to train to run 45, 120.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. I would have gone down and let the medics come on. Like, Because that's what he did. I'm saying that I would even stay on the field and go down again. Just go down again. And
There you
and,
go.
and stop the game.
You see, time management is very important. Time management is very important.
All right. This is where I said, I know Blake could have taken a yellow card. You could have taken
Kill
a yellow
time.
card. Slow down the game.
Kill time is very important. And especially when you're down a man. Right? So that part of the game we didn't manage well. But looking at it, right, and during the game, I said this to myself, we're down 2-1. About 5 minutes going time clicking down. And I saw players start pressing, 3, 4, 5 players start pressing at different area of the field to try retrieve the ball from the Mexican in hope of doing something. We press 1, we press 2, we press 3, Mexico carry the ball back. Okay, then we reset. Because the ball out of reach now and out of reach. I will reset and then we'll go again. So that same energy could have been asserted when we had the 1-0 lead in our area of the field. Because Mexico weren't successful and prior to that, even when we were shifting and kind of blocking up the area, even when they get down the overload on one side, our recovery was good enough to force them back.
Yeah.
They switched the play, got to the other side, overload again, got the ball down the side. Our recovery was good enough to pick them up so they could either get the crossing, so they had to reset.
Recycle. Yeah, exactly. This is what I'm saying is that while I understand what Boris is saying, which is what you were saying earlier, that the player should not have been in the squad. That way he would not have been on the field. So somebody has to take responsibility for that. But he's in the squad and he's now on the field. So now we have to get to that point. It's a 10-minute responsibility. What I'm saying is that there was no free header until he came on. So that's what I was saying, that up to that point, the crosses were being defended well enough for us to not concede. When he came on, all
the crosses were challenged.
Yeah. No, when he came on, the dynamics changed.
And that's why he's going to get the brunt of it.
Exactly, because now you can't blame the squares coming in, because they were coming in before and we weren't conceding. I don't, because I'm saying, listen, the man can play football. He played many seasons in the MLS. How do you manage to do that? And maybe no, this is where Boris is right. Maybe the system that we're playing don't suit him. Because this is not the first that he has been caught out of position.
But generally, as Chris referred yesterday, he would have been able to use his speed to recover.
Okay, so you're saying that the truth is maybe he was that bad all along, but because he was younger, he was able to
use his speed to recover.
Yeah.
But when you become older, you're coming off an injury, or the injury severely affect your mobility, right? Or there's a change in your mobility. You have to have a change in your attitude in defending. Like if I'm playing now, I do have the wheels to run the length of the field and run all the way back.
Yeah.
I do have the wheels now, or the stamina to do that 50 times to the game. So how would I go when it's absolutely necessary? You have to prioritize now on your defensive responsibilities more than your offensive capabilities. You understand? And then, but all that said, man, and I say this, we had more than enough chance that we could have forced Mexico back. Okay? When we break, if we get up in numbers, they have to come back. Because they're not going to leave 6 guys back for us to attack 4v4 or 5v4.
Yeah.
I will break quite a few times. Twice on the left, twice on the right, and once in the middle with Johnson. And it was only Johnson. The other striker is Gray. Johnson took a touch or two too many, and by the time he turned back to Gray, the pass, Gray stopped, and the defender just easily intercept the pass.
Okay.
Right? So we weren't even thinking about, and to me, that's part of the disappointment for the game. We're up one, and it's like we second the one and decide, say, listen, we are going to defend this one. When we had chances, on counters, where we could have get up in numbers. Remember I said, Lee intercept a pass about 20 yards in our half and play this ball, Andy, to Gray up the side of the field. In their half, you know who was the first person to get up on the offensive end to support? Lee. So the left back play a forward pass to a striker who received the ball and turned to run. And it's the left back again. Marky is fresh.
Yeah.
What is the left back again?
Yeah.
Is the left back again. Get by the midfielders. Right? To join up. I remember. Even if at that point we're playing with two. If it's Fleming's on the right, he could have even spring to the middle to give an option. So we weren't even trying to see if we can get a next goal. Or force Mexico to pull a few more players back and reset. You understand what I'm saying, Andy? So it's like we just basically say, okay, I am surrendering attack and I'm just going to absorb this pressure right through. And we know pressure burst pipe.
You can't defend. You can't defend in an 18-yard box. Like I said, they were sitting on the top of it. You can't do that against Mexico and not have at least one lapse. And you kind of felt it was coming unless you change the personnel. We needed 5 changes in the game. We should not have had. Listen, it would have been better if you put Kemar up front. Don't put on Gray and put on a defender. Because we needed defensive protection at that point. Let me see, Beggar man, we can't see you, man.
Yeah, man, I'm there, man.
Yeah, man. What say you?
You know, say I take in the game, right? I'm not gonna say with 8 the first scoring on the 81st minute.
Right.
Yeah.
The equalizer, right? Watch this now. Mind you know, we have 2 forward who've been scoring goals for Jamaica, Corey Burke and Shamar Nicholson. These are things I can't understand. US game. Why them 2 players never take the field? All right then. We are lead 1-0, 81 minutes a game. And we are take over forward. I have Corey Burke on the field who constantly pressuring defender. Work ass. And him don't take the field, we put on a forward who never challenge the defender them. We put on a forward who never challenge the defender them. We love the defender. And if we have a player like Corey Burke, who's constantly pressuring defender and him scoring for Jamaica, he been scoring for Jamaica. I'm not saying that being English players, but mind the player them who are work hard and are produce, all them not up on the field again. This is my point. And we lose because technical and tactical problem. We can't 81 minutes and a lead 1-0 with 10 man on the field. And we're gonna put on a forward who put on a player who can't defend the team neither. That not make no sense.
To your point, Mr. Man. To your point, right?
One of the Dean, Beggar man, your whole surrounding, whole nice and echo and thing. No.
Hold
Where
on,
are you?
because
iPhone -10.
not a snow.
To your point, though.
Hold on, Beggar man. Hold on, go ahead, Dean.
Yeah, to his point, though, Mannings, man, Andy. If the substitute was for Burke, remember, most of the games Burke play, all now the defense in there are defending.
Yeah.
So if you need it,
but to be fair, though, Dean, Burke not scored.
No. Listen what I'm saying.
If you want a foul, you're gonna help with the defense. That's good. But for scoring,
remember, even though he don't score, or give him same not going to score, you are sure to get him in the offensive third when the ball up there, and
hold
in
it
the
up.
defensive third.
Him can hold it up there.
Right? And him is a man where all tackle all the 18-yard box.
Yeah, well, that I agree with. His
So you would have
workload.
another defensive presence on the field.
Yeah, that I agree with. I agree with that. That he would probably give you more
Defensive help.
work and press the Mexicans more, and then probably go back and help defensively.
Right.
Yeah, beggar man.
Yeah, quarterback gonna give you 100% more work. Me see that on the field. Me see him in and out. Yo, the man get a busted. And come back and work with us. And work with the
Hey,
team.
we don't have a fight, man. Oh, calm down. We love you.
No, man,
Don't
real
rub the
upset,
blood
brother.
pressure. Don't rub the blood pressure with the man.
Yeah. Yo, we're passionate about this, you know. I still don't have quality team.
I
wanna.
man,
It's still
I
have
agree
team
with
over
Corey
half now.
Burke. Corey Burke and Shamar, them man need to take the field some way,
All
somehow.
right.
And
Okay. Remind you. Corey Burke and Shamar is the only two men to score against the US so far. In this thing here. Gold Cup. And the man them, you know what hurt Shamar? Let me tell you what hurt Shamar, and I'm with him. Him not come because this, you know, Shamar come because all said. I can't tell you this, but I talk to him and I know him, can't read his mind. All said. Him a reply, him a depend on Leon Bailey and Anthony. You can't talk that about players and your quality players who are produced. So right away in your head, you're saying, them your man you're not ready yet, Leon Bailey and Anthony. That hurt the youth. I guarantee
No, man, that don't hurt him. That's not the reason why he's not here, Carl. That's not. Carla.
Yeah.
That is not the reason why he's not. It has nothing to do with feelings being hurt. All
Bala,
right.
I tell you.
But I'm telling you, I know. I know it's not that. He's not here because of his contract. That Carla, that is the reason. I'm telling you. And
what does his contract say?
No, what happened is that in the deal, right? They were going to go on a training camp. All right. This is the biggest deal in his career. 10 million to start at Moscow. And so because of that, he asked to be excused from the team.
And I can tell you this. Him do it because him get hurt.
How you know that?
More youth. I coach a lot of youth. And the hurt him feelings. Not stop. Listen up. Manins, him never start in a US match, never come on. After him just play a great game with a mass and score. Him never play in a US match, never come on. And then the coach will take over now, say all time out. Him going to reply for Anthony and Leon Bailey. That chick on my head say, this is why I never turn, because right away, he's proving that
Carla, I am telling you why he didn't turn up. Remember, we never lose the USA game. Remember, let me say this, Carla. Even in this game, the problem, all right, even if the coach got the gray substitution wrong, it was not the cause of the goal or the defeat. So I can't look at that. Right? I do agree that Burke would have come on and done more work. That I agree with than Gray. But I can't say the goal. Because the ball never, there was no breakdown in terms of the offense. It had no relation to how the goal was scored. So you can't even, except you could say maybe if Burke was there, would be tracking back more and helping out. So you can't look at it that way. We have to talk.
And then the next thing, I can tell you something. The goalkeeper, that square, the goalkeeper is supposed to do better than that. People are being Alvis Powell. The goalkeeper is supposed to play a better role. And he's an international goalkeeper. In position for that square was totally
but remember, everybody make mistakes sometimes, you know.
That's it.
And it just sometimes it come at the wrong time.
And then Powell make a worse mistake. Probably they will challenge the player.
All right.
That's why Paul get the brunt of the blame.
Yeah. All right, Carla. So we go because we want to invite some other people.
Yeah,
on,
man.
Right?
Good man.
Yeah, man. All right. Calm down.
Blow the whistle for them. Blow the whistle. Blow your whistle.
Sound it. I hear that.
Red card.
No more red card. No more red card. No.
There, all right.
Yeah.
All right, boss. Yeah. Listen, what I'm saying is that, like, the truth is, I don't think Gray had anything to do with.
No, it don't have anything to do with the goal.
Yeah. But what I'll say is also that Blake, because I was Blake. Listen, you see, sometimes football is so funny. Because you know that Blake kept us in the game in the first half. The Mexican get a ball that him push over the top from the man, kick the ball. I don't know how Blake saved that. All right,
Well,
but
every now and again, goalkeeper mess up, players mess
Right.
up, and it sometimes it's come at the wrong time.
yeah, but when I watched it, because Bam and those guys and AQ Dean and Ajay, they were talking about the goal. In the header, they said that he could not have collected the ball because the ball was squared from like close to the 6-yard box coming over, so he couldn't really.
That was the second one.
The second
That was
one,
the second one.
yes, so he
Right.
couldn't get
No,
the
but the
second
second
one.
one was low. The second one was low. He could never play on that. And he would have where the guy made the square from. Right?
Yeah,
If he's not covering the side of the goal, which would have been the left side of the goal, chances are the guy could have shoot. Chances are. You see, even that goal when you look at it, you know. The guy that crossed the ball, you know, that was Pinnock's man, you know. One of our centre back, they had him in the middle. And the minute the guy with the ball fake to the middle and then spin back around Johnson, the guy that crossed the ball move off to give support. And no one followed him.
yeah,
So he had a 5-yard window or 3 to 5 yard window when him collect the ball for turn to see to make a cross.
Mm.
And again, when the ball cross, the outcoming runner and all play on the ball with no challenge.
And this is my name, Stan Cranky. Good one.
Go ahead, Stan Cranky. What say you?
I'm listening to the program. I feel like coming putting my 2 cents in the discussion. You guys were talking about the first and second goal.
Yeah.
I think people are not taking consideration that we had 10 men on the field, and therefore, more often than not, you're going to have one person open on the Mexican. In fact, they were open all night, frankly, even when we had 11. They only exacerbate the situation when we have one person less. And the cross is a little bit flat. My problem with the cross is going to come in at some point, right? They're double teaming and triple teaming both sides of the field, and both crosses came from the left side. The problem was Powell lacks awareness, and the cross wasn't a really lob cross. No, it was pretty flat actually. Blake's starting position wasn't the best. He was very close to the post, right on the left side. So it's hard for him to get across and a flat cross when he came across. It's very difficult for him to get across. And Powell, at a minimum, when you're playing in that position, you should be at least leaning on the forward, get him off balance. If you can't get the header in, at least you should be getting him bumping, easing
arm
him,
on, yeah,
to throw him off. And he did. And the second goal was even worse. If you watch his positioning on the second goal, it was actually marking Moore versus Moore had his man covered. Why he wasn't closer to the left winger is beyond me. Makes no sense to me. So,
well, Cranky, the guy was coming a little way off from practically outside of the 18, or a little bit towards the 18. He was coming somewhere from there. The second one.
Oh, yeah,
the second one.
Yeah,
so
but he was far away from the guy, so you have to be...
I'm saying. You say he was marking, Moore had his control of his guy, so he was too in close to Moore.
Yes, he was. I'm saying he's marking Moore's guy. I'm marking Moore, so some people say.
His position should have been a few more yards out.
Yes. He has to tuck in a little bit, just in case Moore, the guy gets up to Moore has to get some help. But his spacing has to be right, so he can recover to the guy out wide. His positioning is never.
So what about the midfielder? Shouldn't the midfielder be running with that guy? Shouldn't the midfielder be tracking back that guy, seeing that Alvas had gone in? Shouldn't Fleming be coming back?
I think Coach Minzy and Military Guna were showing pictures of the position of our team. Our midfielders were always running behind the 5 of the Mexicans. So a lot of times we had 4 in the defense, 5 Mexican approaching our 4, and DJ, I know where Ravel was. Ravel's like a little coat last our game. DJ, Ravel, and Speedy running behind those. I hope you get to see those pictures. Actually, it's very telling.
You know,
about how that setup was.
They are on my phone. I don't know where to find them. I have so many things, but I have the pictures.
All right. Well, like I said, I didn't watch the game.
Yeah.
And I'm listening to the argument. All right. So the first goal score, right? From the left to the right with Powell missing him man, right?
Yeah.
Right.
After the first goal score, you don't have it in your mind for say that not happen again.
2 minutes after that, the same thing happened. 2 minutes after that, before we even reset, 2 minutes after that, the same thing happened, except this time it wasn't in the air.
It was allowed. Right.
Yeah, basically.
And that is why he's getting the brunt of the blame. That's what people don't understand. They're not blaming him because they want to blame him. Both goals score from his side and his marker.
Yeah, and the problem was he was never even close to interrupt. The
second one, he was. And you know what the funny thing though, Andy and Cranky?
Worse than the first one, Andy. Like you know, like you make a mistake on the first.
Yeah, he's like.
You think like you make a look improvement. It was a drastic improvement.
Wow. I've heard a new word, Bunnings, man.
Yes,
we have to give you a new word, right? I'm telling you, improvement. Do you understand me?
Improvement.
I'm telling you, listen, I couldn't believe it. It was worse.
All right, now we're not forced to go watch the game now.
No, you don't even have to watch the game, man.
No,
and you don't even have to watch the game. Just watch
the game. You can go on YouTube and see the red card and the 2 goals. Don't watch the game because if you want to see backs and forward, we call you kick the ball out to the offense and they play you and you kick it back out.
Yeah,
you're not going to enjoy the game. You're not going to enjoy the game.
All right.
Yeah, but Fleming should have been tracking back though, because what happened is like because they had the double team, the Vega, the number 10, he was the secondary runner. So I think what happened, the primary runner dragged Alvos, sucked him in basically.
No, that would have been Fleming's mark.
Yeah, but Fleming was out wide, so I'm thinking that he must cover the man. If Alvas gone in, then Fleming must cover the other man on the outside.
All right.
This I'm wondering, like, if they don't train, like
what? Who was the 3 midfielders at the 75th minute?
The same 3 that start the game, finish the game. So DJ, Speedy, and Ravel.
So no other defensive midfielder could have come on last.
Well, I don't think we had any defensive midfielder. Stewart didn't change. I'm not sure who you put on. I'm not sure we had any midfielder.
There was no
Walker to play up top.
There was no defensive midfielder on the bench.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But okay, even make it worse, management. Because now you had Johnson, Ravel, and Speedy, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, that Mariappa should have come on for Flemings.
No. What I'm saying now is that it would have been one of the right midfielder responsible to get back. That wouldn't have been Speedy, even though he was on that side to help.
Speedy? No, man.
Right,
Speedy was in the middle, you know.
No, listen what I'm saying. I'm talking about structurally and tactically, right? I'm saying if you have, what's his name, Alvas, and there's a runner that pulls in, that would have been if Alvas go, it would have been the midfielder, the right midfielder, responsibility, right? Not Speedy, but if Speedy is in the area, he's also responsible to take up. So, and in any event, if they're overloading 2 and 3, would have had 3 players on that side of the field, because you would have the right back, you would have the right midfielder, and then we'd have the right winger, if that's what we were using.
Yeah,
yes or no?
And that is what you're right. That is what we're saying. That what Cranky said earlier, which is what we have been saying. When you see the pictures, so when Mexico attacking, because remember, I'm telling you, Mexico played 3 at the back, 2 in the middle, because Ravel is like the cancel out Speedy and Daniel Johnson, and then they had 5 up front. So every time the ball got into our third, our defensive third, their attacking third, they had 5 persons against our defenders, while the 2 midfielders, like Speedy, Daniel, and and Fleming, and they were like they were still stuck in the middle third when the Mexicans were in. The Mexican 5 were already in the attacking third.
So
But that came later in the game. That came later in the second half.
Manning's man.
Because we were rotating pretty good and communicating pretty well in terms of picking up players and picking up the space and cutting off the passing lane. They weren't getting that much inside the belly in between the defenders and the midfielders in the first half, and around up to about 20-25 minutes in the second half. They weren't getting.
Hold on. The military good have WhatsApp me not on Twitter, you know.
Manning's man.
So if you can send them to me, then I will just put them up. I know they're somewhere on my phone, but I don't know where. So if you send them to me, then I'll do that. Go ahead.
So
go ahead.
Man, I'm watching the goal while you're talking. You know. We have 8 men, 7 men in the box, 1 just outside the box. The ball, number 10 is lined up with Alvarez. I'm looking at it right now. He's seeing him. He's lined up. When they play the ball down the line, it got played back up. The player rotated a little bit around Alvarez's back. The ball came over. Alvarez didn't see the man and see the ball. He only watched the ball. Misjudged the ball. The man came in and hit it. I'm watching the play right now. We had the defensive back. We had 8 people in the box, 7 in the box, and 1 just inside the box, right? Because proceeding across to the ball. So we had the defensive setup. I think it was only Gray who was upfield, trying to, make sure they stay honest. So I think we were well situated defensively. They only had 5. So we had 8 against 5 in the box, frankly. So you had numbers.
And
Cranky, that's a free header. Cranky, that's a constant though. We outnumber them in the box, them get half a shot or them get a header.
Yeah.
That has been happening in the campaign. That has been the problem in the campaign. Remember, was it the El Salvador game? Is the same? Was it El Salvador game?
The same game that we give up on the 89th minute.
Yeah,
he peeled off Powell. It's interesting. He peeled off Powell, and what you normally do when somebody's peeled off you go and ease into them, right? You got to put them off. Even if you can't head the ball, you're making contact with them. It ain't gonna be a foul. You ease them off so you can't get a good header on. Blake was far over to the left. I think he was too far over. You don't beat him by your goal, but at this quarter your goal, he wasn't far enough over. But he probably still wouldn't have gotten it anyway. He wouldn't have gotten it.
Yeah, I didn't see
That's the second one, though, Cranky. That's the second one.
Corrected. Blake probably could have gotten it, actually.
That's the second one.
The first one. The first one.
The header, I think Blake, I think he misjudged it.
No, he rotated too far from the left side to the right side. He went from post to post. So when the head back came, he had to extend himself.
He shouldn't have been post in the first one. He should have been watching his post, but he probably could have been quarter way up to give him an opportunity to get across if he needed to. He was too close to the upright on the left side. And I thought when I first saw the goal the first time I saw it.
Cranky, look back and see. When the head back came, he was almost at the next post on the right side. So he rotated too far.
1 second. Say it again, Dean.
Now I'm saying, just prior to the cross, he was almost in line with the left post.
Yes.
But when the cross came in at the finishing point, he rotated all the way to his right post, which if he had rotated so far, that head back, it would have been an easily retrieve for him.
I wouldn't say easily, but he would have gotten to it. I wouldn't say easily because it was passed beyond the post. Sorry.
Yeah, but here's why I say easily, Cranky. Had he not rotated so far to the right post, right? He wouldn't have to extend so far to get a hand on it and pat it down.
Yes. If he had say a quarter from his post, right? So a quarter in, not halfway in, because you can't be halfway in when they're on the left side. He had less ground to cover.
No.
He had less ground to cover to go to the right to go get the ball.
Right.
Yeah.
But even on the head back though, Cranky, even on the head back, he got his hand to it,
Yeah, but it's close, right? It's almost like a defensive reaction versus you trying to save it.
No, that's what I'm saying. So had he not rotated so far back to his right towards the post, that would have been somewhat of a routine save or a much better reach to play the ball.
Even on the second goal, Manning's man.
All of that sec there, Cracky, don't lose that point. I did read 2 comments. Big up Data Boss for the super chat says, "Buddies, man, big up yourself, bro. Respect, right? Ambitious, ambitious hustler." So, yo, and the big dads, I go keep dog Moby. Make sure say you're forward, dog. So girl, I go there in the place. You know who that is?
Uh-uh.
I'm telling you, you go text you when the show finish. Or call you. Go ahead, Cranky.
Even on the second goal, don't keep us do this nowadays, which
Who is Hustler? You don't know Hustler?
No.
All right.
Now, even on the second goal, I notice nowadays some keepers try to go down when players play on the ground and try to save it, and it takes a long time to go down. Look at De Gea, how he keeps. He uses his legs a lot. If you're too close to him when you shoot and the ball's on the ground, he's not trying to dive and get it. Take too long to go down. He uses his feet to clear it. A lot of keepers don't do that. And they give up goals because it takes too long for you to, especially if the ball is close to you, you can't get down with your hands to reach the ball. Now, the ball was a little bit away from him, but that was a simple goal. That second goal was even worse probably than the first one, frankly.
That's what I'm saying. It was worse. And it scored a near post as well. I mean, it was a clinical shot.
Well, it wasn't a near post really because he was from the left to the right? So he's in the middle.
Yeah, so it could have gone to the far post.
Let me ask you something, because when I was in the stadium, a lot of people, I said this to many people, a lot of people were saying that, yes, big tackle that low. What do you mean? Because he won the ball.
If Blake used him foot, him save the ball.
I'm telling you.
I watched that game about 6 times.
But so when he made a tackle, most persons in the stadium, because the play continued, the referee did not give a foul, There was no foul,
No, it went to VAR.
All right. So the play was continuing. The Mexican player, the ball went out for a throw. When it went out for the throw, the Mexican player was still on the ground. This is around a minute after the tackle, because a lot of play was going on.
Mannings, man. I was running coach's destiny. I called it to the Mannings, man. When I saw the replay, said red card. Look on the stream. Have to be red card. The follow through is such, and you see it with Pogba tackling Pepe Manu, who will get tackled when Pepe Everton the other day. They no longer allow you to have the momentum you normally have when you make it. It's the intention, okay? Look like you want to break the man's foot. You get the ball, your follow through is now being penalized. And when I first saw the tackle, and slow motion makes it worse actually. Slow motion makes
that's where he got the red card. And the slow-mo.
Yeah, on VAR.
Yeah. That's where he got the red card.
Yeah.
You think it was a red card, Dean? Because initially I know you were saying it was not a red.
I'm going to stick with my thing. To this minute, I don't think that's a red card. And here's why. I understand what you're saying, Cranky. The follow-through and the end result is what they look at. Both of them going for this ball. At the recognition of the Mexico player recognize, okay, him get to the, it's a 50-50 that turn into a 51-49, Right? So when him play the ball, the Mexico man stop. The Mexico man hold him play on the ball. So when him play the ball, him end up in him ankle. What I'm looking at, Cranky, and this is hypothetical, had both of them gone in for the ball, it would have been a clap, right?
Probably. But you know, Dean, you know why I hit the tackle? I am halfway in the opponent's half.
No, all of that taken into consideration.
Wait, I'm gonna get to your point. If I go through with that tackle, the only way the ball can go is way up the field and go over the stands. It's not going anywhere. If I chip the ball up, Dean, I am now in a very advantageous position to go attack them. I'm halfway in their half, I don't have position in the game. The tackle had no reason. Now, your point is valid around the fact that, yes, lowers a reputation anyway. So if I'm that smaller, I'm not going with that player, right?
I'm going to tell you what happened. I'm going to tell you what happened, Cranky. And this is what I strongly believe. He gets penalized on reputation.
Yeah, I mean, part of it is that, but I do think VAR, he got saved by no VAR previously. Because in the U.S. game, he could have gotten a red in the U.S. game. Remember the U.S. game, the one that played in the U.S. where he tried to beat him and he lost the ball?
Right.
And I think he's probably being watched.
I
believe
that's where we got the red card.
I think they were told that, listen, look out for these players because of their tackling
You don't have to tell referees that.
All right. What are your takeaways? Somebody's asking, Pagan 180, Again, thank you, Data Boss, for the super chat again. And then Pagan 180 is asking, what are the positives that we can take from the Mexico game to the Panama game? I think our defensive
organization and communication
until
was
Alvas
good.
came on was good.
That's an interesting. Why I want to give up? I want to throw away a lot in the Mexico game. I don't really want to take anything. Our defensive organization has been prominent throughout the entire campaign. We've only given up 3 goals in one game. That was home against Panama. We're unorganized. It's mainly 2 we give up. We don't give up. We haven't given no more than 2. And the only games we got dominated where a lot of chances were created are the Mexico games, whether it's this game or the first one in Mexico. Most of the games we haven't given up a ton of chances.
No, why? This is why I said defensively. You see, without the fans, you could hear a lot of communication, shift, pick up, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
And the fact that they weren't getting in between, for the most part, they weren't getting in between our defensive and midfield line, unmarked, so to speak. I can give them that.
Yeah, I do think actually that my biggest concern throughout the campaign has been 2 main things. One is ball retention and chances created. So forwards are going to miss chances. You got to create enough chances so I have a probability of scoring 1 out of 3. We get 2 and we all get excited when you don't score because, you know what, we're not creating chances. So when you don't create a chance, when you miss them, it's even much more prominent and even much more unsatisfying. And you will blame the players more because, you know what, you say they don't score. Without creating chances, our wingers, what have our wingers done in any game apart from Fisher scoring a goal? What have our wingers done? Nothing. Our wingers have been atrocious, no matter who they are, whether it's Reed, whether it's Flemo, no matter who they are. We need better wing play. We need to retain the ball better. And we need to make the offense know that we're present. It's been a difficult campaign. Forget about the record. We just haven't played well. I think we've played up to our ability, and I think we lack some quality. But my major man is not showing. This man is pointing out what Guno showed us.
All right.
You don't show it. You don't want to see.
No. Keep going.
All right, hold on. So for
all right, hold on.
No. Thanks to Brian.
Look how tucked in Powell is. Look how tucked in he is, right?
All right. So thanks, Brian.
Look where Speedy is. Speedy should be covering that man right here now. Look where Speedy is. Speedy now mark no one.
So this is the man who scored the goal right here, with that arrow pointing, right? So see, Powell is beside. So there's no communication. You will notice between Powell and Liam Moore. They are sandwiched by one player, and then this Jonah Fleming is right here.
It's Fleming, not Speedy. It's Fleming.
Fleming.
Yeah, he's not marking.
Where is Fleming on display?
Right.
He's in the middle. He's in the middle, just like the 18.
Right at the top of the day, and then Daniel Johnson is beside the referee.
Yeah.
All right. No. The problem that Powell has right there is eyes locked in on the ball without recognition that there's a player on the outside.
Exactly. No awareness.
And then Fleming is not. Where is Fleming going? He should be coming out here.
No. That middle player, the only reason why Powell would have shifted there is because Fleming's allowed that run to come.
Yeah, but here's the thing, Dean, which is Powell should be calling Flemo to cover the man moving in the middle.
So he can
Powell
go out.
should be shading the man out right to his right, because you notice that we have, is it Moore inside? I think is it Pinnock inside?
That's Moore. Pinnock has gone across on this square.
So he's pretty far away from the winger, but the winger's in your box. It's not like he's out wide outside your box. He's in your box, so he's in a dangerous position. So the distance is pretty deep, but he's still in line, almost in line with his post. But he did no glancing an entire play. He didn't know where the man was at all. There was no glancing.
Yeah, so there has to be some zonal marking. Why would you tuck in so far and leave the man all the space? Even I don't know.
Man is man. You can do that to Manning's man if he was outside your box. You can do that if he was outside your box. Because he's not a danger until he gets the ball, right? Then he has to go do something to score. If he's in your box, he's in a dangerous position. He doesn't have to do much to score, The zonal marking could work based on where you are in the field.
Let me ask something. From where the ball is at this point, is at that point the cross was made?
No, the ball was played back up. So the ball went down and came back up.
Okay.
He went down the line. In fact, they made a couple of passes, and he came back up to the top of the box, and then he crossed it from the left foot over.
Because you have to, what the best way to recognize is position or
Here's
far out.
Here it is.
There
Yeah,
you go.
yeah.
So now that is the critical part. You see where he is. He's locked in. That is why he didn't get he didn't jump. He's locked in on the ball. So when the ball is squared, he didn't recognize there was a runner on the outside to challenge for it.
In fact, there are two dangers, right? There's two dangers.
Right.
There's three dangers. Three dangers on that play. Look at the person top of the 18, less dangerous. The person almost at the penalty box coming in. And the person out wide should be one of the least of the dangers because he's on an angle. And it's hard to score at an angle. The person at the top of the penalty area, if he gets the ball in that position, will have a choice to go left or go right. So I think Powell, where he is, he's one dimension. He hasn't glanced yet. If you watch the entire sequence of the play, because this is still, he hasn't glanced at all. He has no idea where he is. No idea where he is. Now, I'm not going to blame a player. Like, that one is not great. I think his position, it's a tough one there, but it's
I'm saying, where is he going? Where is he going? Where is he going?
Because man, he's not aware. He lacks awareness. At a minimum, he probably should be shading a little bit differently so he can see. Because you know what? He has help coming in now if he gets there quick enough. So the person is coming in the middle of the park, almost not diagonal to the referee. The person with the ball is the one in front of Moore, correct?
Right, yes.
So Pinnock is going to take the man going
Pinnock,
through.
Right.
Block
And then Lee's coming in, and then I think this is Fleming right here. And you see Johnson and Speedy coming back.
Powell is not marking anybody.
That's what I'm saying. Where is he going?
He's not really covering anyone. But here, this is the play I was talking about you guys about. So you notice they have 5 people. And look at our midfielder and Flemo, all chasing from behind.
Right.
They have 5 or 4, you know.
Where is the ball at this point, Cranky?
Right here.
Yeah. The ball
is right
so
here. This is the time when this is where now they started to penetrate and having the free players in between our lines.
Yeah, the ball's gonna go back out wide though before it comes in.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, so I think this is where the player. All right, so let's see if we can get it from where the player starts from.
Okay.
Well, I don't blame you on this play. Guys, look at this play.
But look at Ravel, Morris. Look at Ravel. Look where the ball. Look at Ravel over here.
Where's Ravel?
Ravel is to the far. So we have the Mexicans have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The player with the ball is 6. One over there coming, but we have the 3 Jamaicans behind the player.
So we said we didn't press, but unless you're pressing, you can't be so far behind the ball, right? So we're probably pushing upfield, even though we had 10 men. We probably should just be at half line. We're pushing upfield, you know, and they want us to push upfield because they want numbers and they want space to attack us. This player, I'm not going to blame him on anything because what he's supposed to do, he has 2 men coming, so he's got to make a choice. You play in the middle and try to play safety to get help. Hopefully, I'm going to come back to help you.
Go back to the second picture, man.
All right, so we saw that one.
Yeah,
This one.
That's the first goal, I think.
Right. This one.
Go back to the.
Yeah.
Look
where Blake is. Look where Blake is. Now that is fair because the ball is.
No,
right
that's the
there,
second
right?
goal. That's the second goal. That's the second goal.
No, is that the second? Yeah. The guy crossed. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the second goal.
No, we have 3, 6. Yeah, that's the second goal.
Okay. You're talking this. This is the first goal. This is
the first goal. The ball went out on the left side. The ball go way out wide.
Yeah, man. So what happened is it is on this. It's from. See the ball here is over. It's displayed that caused the second goal, and the man was
here.
It's
the second goal now because he scores 2-1 on the screen. It's the second goal. The ball's gonna go down the line. He's gonna come back. He's gonna cross it, and the guy just running and kick it at the near post actually.
So in here again, you see there is no communication. Because Pinnock has gone out here. See Liam Moore and him right here. This is Fleming right here again.
Fleming not mark nobody.
That's what I keep saying.
Fleming not mark space. He's not close to anyone.
Yeah. Parchment. Coach Parchment, you just finished your coaching course up at the St. Catherine one. What did they say about the goal scored against Jamaica? Did they discuss them? Thanks, Lulu, for the super chat. He says, my positive from the Mexico game we take to the Panama game is Ethan Pinnock, Greg Lee, and Daniel Johnson.
Hearing a feedback?
Not yet.
It's the rain of fall, man. So you might hear the rain on the roof.
It's raining. It's raining, right?
Right.
Because anytime the rain do anything from fall, we're going to be in problems. So it's raining.
It's raining.
All right.
Yeah, so, no, not really. We didn't really discuss. Everybody was sad. We never really want to talk about it. Just they want to focus on doing the exam and stuff. You know, especially the practical part of it was, rough, you know. You have 3 lecturers sitting down watching you, everything you do. And they're going to ask a lot of questions. They're doing well.
You're not learn for coach.
They're doing well. Hats off to Coach Peart. Who didn't want him to be the principal? He deserves it.
We will know when we see the footballers in 5 years from now.
Right. And
it's one thing to give the information, is to get people to apply the information. You know, we wait until the application.
Manning's man, you just give you a hard time about the result today, don't it? You just to say nothing about it, don't it, Manning's man?
No.
I said nothing about the result today. I didn't say a word.
What are you talking about?
Nothing. Let's keep going. Nothing.
Congrats, man. Congrats, Purple.
I'm telling you. But somebody just said it from the highlights. It is clear that our defense organization was poor.
No, I don't think so. I'm not gonna agree with that. I'm sorry.
I don't cut them.
We may have a breakdown in one area. I thought defensively we were back in a lot of cases. Sometimes people were upfield and you couldn't see them in position because they were probably chasing the ball because the Mexicans broke the line. But we held off a team like Mexico for almost an entire half with 10 men. You can't tell me that we weren't playing well defensively. And they're better offensive field and they had, 80% possession or 75% possession?
75.
Yeah, we played well defensively. We had a couple lapses in a very short span. 2 lapses in 2 minutes, 2 goals. That's all they need. And then after that,
we had more lapses. We had more lapses. They just didn't capitalize on it. After that.
What did they get a lot of chances? In the first half, they got one where they tipped over.
No.
They didn't get a lot of chances, you know.
Yeah, they got an empty header in the first half. Empty header.
But no, he was running towards the ball. Morrison didn't follow him. I'm not calling it empty header. He had to switch. He had to fling it over. He could have scored that. I ain't gonna say it's empty, but I mean that's a header, right? The question is, did they create a lot of chances like they did in Mexico? Mexico, they got open goal. They had open header. We were better in this game than we were in Mexico, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Let me just say, big thank you to Military Guna. He's the person who provided the photos for us. So thank you so much, Military Guna, for that. Neo says accurate analysis, ball watching, bad positioning, and Flemo giving no defensive support. It should be noted that Speedy, as our CDM, should be given wingback cover when they are overloaded. So yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think Speedy. I don't think Speedy is your traditional CDM who's gonna think defense, organization, positioning. He's more of a passer, that's what he does. I don't think he will run around quite a bit, but as Grant is an organizer back there, always thinking about where the danger is, I'm not sure he's very aware of the danger as much and figure out how to stamp out that danger. I'm not going to blame anybody except, I didn't want to blame anyone, even the person who was in that position. I'm not in the blame game, but I do think we have to shore up certain things going forward, whether now or in the future.
No, or never.
Yeah, I mean, what changes, Cranky?
I'm saying the future. I'm thinking 2026. I'm not even thinking 2022.
Oh well. It's no or never for this campaign. We still have a mathematical chance. So,
that is true.
Yeah, so we have to think about the now.
Yeah, what changes would you make to the starting 11, Cranky, going into this game? I mean,
so I said something yesterday, and people beat me and think. I said, based on how we play, I'd play Greg Lee on the wing to get him on the field because I still want Taxi. Our wingers are atrocious. That's the one word I use. Just poor. So if me, Greg Lee, physical, can give me some defense, can probably put a ball in the box, good left foot. Also, his right foot is halfway decent. What am I thinking about? Because he's a left back, or right back, I shouldn't play him up top. When Lamar Walker, Flemo, I probably give Burke a game because I don't see Burke having any offensive skill, but his work rate is second to none. So the minimum, I wouldn't be trying to be concerned about him coming back, putting a tackle in, be rugged, because he's going to give me that. I think he's offensively challenged also. Flemo doesn't give me much at all, especially against the better teams who have ball possession teams. So I would start the same defense that we started in that game.
With the exception of
No,
Lowe.
when I went on.
Well, yeah, I'll put more in, frankly. Sorry. Yeah.
Right.
But I started the same defense except replace Lowe with more.
Yeah, you replace.
I would probably bring Stewart in to play beside Speedy.
And then
I'd
drop
put
Ravel.
DJ where Ravel played. I wouldn't start Ravel. Ravel was atrocious.
All right.
Ravel has been playing well of late.
But look at this now, Cranky, right? All right, look at this. So look at this now. Where is it?
Did I put something up?
Yeah, I'm going to share my screen, and then you tell me. Yes.
Yep. Yes.
So the only difference you and I have is that you have Kemar Lawrence and Greg Lee. I'm starting Bobby Reed because Bobby Reed missed some goals, but he has always provided good defensive coverage.
I'm fine with this team. I want Greg Lee on the field somehow, but I also think I'm fine with Taxi being on the field too. Yeah. I'm not beating Taxi like some people are beating Taxi and say, because people don't realize when you're playing against Mexico, it's
I would arrest him. You know why I would arrest him?
4 people.
You know why I would arrest him? If the coach took him off because he was tired, I'm going to arrest him for this game.
You can say the same thing about Antonio. You're not arresting him.
No. Antonio came off because he got the hit under his neck.
I thought he was tired too.
Who was tired?
Antonio.
Because he lost his leg a whole lot in the game, you know. But you see, man, I tell you, this is what I know about Mexico. I see they do to Flemings exactly what they did to Walter Boyd in 1993. Right? They study each players and understand their strengths and their weaknesses. If you notice, if the ball play towards Antonio chest, they don't give him a chance, really. They try to attack the ball in front of him. They don't give him a chance to hold on to the ball to turn them.
But Dean,
right?
But Dean.
And wait, Cranky, 1 second. And if he gets the ball, they know he's going to try to play them to turn them. So what they do, prior to him getting the hit under his throat, you know what the guy did? Realize he can't get in front of him at that point, and the guy back off him, and him feeling for the guy lose his balance.
Yeah. He did a couple times in the game, actually, not once. He did a couple times in the game.
But Cranky, this is what they do. What they did to Speedy on the not Speedy, Flemings on the right side, when he took off by himself, they realized one player confront him, one came from the left, one came from the right. So when he realized he can't go forward, he can't go left, and he's turning to his right to turn back the ball, the player just rotate on that side and pick the ball off it.
Yeah. The problem with Flemo in that game was, the problem with the team in that game was there was no support when you get the ball. You didn't have options, right? You didn't have a pass back, a pass, perpendicular, and a pass sideways. You didn't have any option, frankly. You really had option. It's only in the second half we got a few times to move the ball with DJ, a couple times with Ravel. We weren't presenting ourselves to receive the ball like the Mexicans were doing. So therefore, when one time Flemo got the ball in the first half, he was dribbling. There were 4 men around him. He had nowhere to go. So the question is, you're going to look really bad as a player if there are 4 people tracking you and you have no support. Man, we lost you there.
I'm here, man.
Did you lose yourself?
Yeah, but like
this team is fine. Someone says they wouldn't play Greg Lee and Tax at the same time. Look, my view is Greg Lee needs to be on the field with his aggressiveness, his athleticism, and his ball playing ability. So if I play Taxi, do I play Greg Lee in the right? Because Javane Brown had a first half to forget. I think people are missing that whole equation. We talk about Powell and what he didn't do or what he did do. Javane Brown had a really, really bad first half.
And that's why that's why I would start Bobby Reed, because here's why. When I'm at the game, I realize that they had to keep switching Lamar Walker, and because of the pressure, two things happen, and I think I shared it on my channel earlier. Two things happen. One, the right-sided center back wasn't covering Javian Brown enough, and the right-sided midfielder wasn't coming back to help him. On the other side, Ethan Pinnock was covering for Taxi. That made
man. We got lucky in the first half. There had a couple of times where between Javain and Lowe, they played the ball. It wasn't at the right pace. They could have got in on goal a couple of times in the first half because our positioning, as you're saying, was not where it should be. So if Lowe even goes over, man, it's a catch-22, you know. If Lowe cheats and go over to the right, then there's space behind Lowe, between Lowe and Pinnock. So you can pick your poison.
The entire defense line is swinging though, so Taxi would come in.
Manning's man, you got to pick your poison. I'm telling you. If you drift over, they're going to be spaced on the other side of the field. Because we were pressuring them.
You can't cheat. You can't cheat.
If you cheat, you get found out. If you cheat, you get found out, Manning's man.
To get Lee on the field, I would go with a 3-5-2.
The question is, can Lee play where Javian Brown play on the right and Taxi play on the left in a 3-5-2?
Listen, here's why. I don't think Paul Hall is going to. I don't think they have had enough time.
No, we understand that. But I'm saying, because you go, Lee's very athletic, you know. Him get up and him get back.
Yep.
Right?
He's extreme. He's the best athlete on the field for us.
Right. And I don't know about Javian Brown's athleticism, if he can do the length of the field and back, or he can go on and off. Right? And you give more Lee the green light to go. So you would have balanced yourself out with 4 when Lee's out. Right?
Yeah.
And then with the 3 in the middle and the 2 up top, you can still hold your opponent from not cheating. Even if one of your center forward drops back a little to the middle, but get back up in transition as soon as possible.
Yeah.
He has to get in the field. You can't. As you said, Dean, which is do or die.
Right.
From Lee's 2 cameos, you know, cameos that he's given so far, he's shown that he should be on the field. Not as a substitute getting 20 minutes. Put him out there till he burn out and then put somebody else in for him. He's shown he can play football. He's shown he can recover. He's shown he can put a tackle in. In fact, he has a little bit of low in him, actually. And if you guys noticed that. He has a little bit of low in him. Not ton of low, but he has some low in him. He puts in a tackle and you're going to feel that he was present.
Yeah. Let me just say
he's just not dirty on his tackle. He's just not dirty on his tackles.
We know that it is Brian Brown. Is that Javian Brown name is not in the system yet. I don't know why.
You know, so no, that's Javian Brown, even though you have Brian Brown.
Yeah.
So Claudia is saying, Cranky, the fact that you're playing a subpar play over Ravel, double whammy. Claudia, did you watch Ravel the other day? Ravel was beyond awful. And I'm a Ravel supporter. I've been a Ravel proponent. I get beaten because of Ravel. But I watch Ravel in the game. Ravel couldn't even control the ball. Ball running under his foot, ball bouncing off his foot like it's the first time he's ever playing football. So I can't be beating other people when they play bad and want to be supporting because I'm an advocate for him. No, he shouldn't be on the bench.
Keep it balanced.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for this game, he should rest. Unseen, what do you say about this team?
Wow. Well, I like Gregory. I think, you know, he deserves to be on the field as what Cranky says. But Lawrence is playing good. So I don't know how we would fit that there.
Why you can't put Gregory on the right? People don't think Gregory has a right foot?
Maybe that is the problem, what people don't think.
I think he's 2-footed, actually.
In the defense line, I don't think, for me, the only option we have now, based on their experience, what people would say experience because they will play Pinnock and Low and more. But for me, they don't really partner well in the defense as a 2 center back. For me, that's just my opinion.
Well, you taking the Austria game as also an example?
Right.
Yeah. Game against the US.
We also I think in the Panama game also they were the defenders, right?
Oh, that's Moore and Pinnock.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they normally don't play good together.
I will get baptized.
I
So-
don't know. There seem to be some coordination issues with Cross coming in, communicate. I don't know.
Yeah, with more and Pino. There's a problem there for me.
But why not Mariappa though?
I think Mariappa and wow.
Why not Mariappa and Pino?
Because I am thinking if Mariappa was ahead of Moore, you would have played him.
Right.
No, he had a long flight, Mannings, man. That could have been a reason also.
Mariappa had a long flight. But
Did he come from Australia?
But didn't Moore come in the day before?
Yeah, but Moore is coming from London. Didn't Mariappa come from Australia?
Yeah, but Mariappa was in Jamaica before Moore.
Take you about 2 days to recover from the flight then.
Okay.
Yeah, fly from across the world. It's not like fly from the UK, where it's what, 9 hours? It's an all-day flight. But he probably has more ahead of Mariappa also. I mean, just in terms of youth and athleticism.
In the midfield though.
Yeah. I think he probably has him ahead of Mariappa.
In the midfield though, Cranky and Dean Sewell. I don't know what Kevin Stewart will offer at this point in time. I don't know. I just don't know. And at this juncture of the competition, you don't want somebody that they know about in that position like a Grant. You understand me? So
we can't call Grant, man.
But Anthony, we talk about what you have in what you have today.
I'm asking about this team. I'm not asking about who is not there. I'm not.
So here's the reason why Kevin is a better option, right? Because Kevin is a defensive midfielder. Just to start off. That's why he plays.
Why would you have why would you have Johnson though up and not Bobby?
Because Johnson has a better kick from out of the 18 box.
No, Johnson's a midfielder. Bobby's versatile, but Bobby's not a true 10. I saw Bobby play 10 in Orlando. He's not a true 10. DJ can play the 8 and DJ can play the 10.
He plays
but
good
Bobby's
at 10.
not in fact, Bobby has not had a good season as far as I'm concerned.
DJ plays best at 10.
Yeah, DJ,
you have this thing kind of messed up, man. You're going with two central midfielder.
Well, no, I wouldn't call DJ. I mean, there's a difference between a CDM and a CM.
No. What I'm saying.
We have one
no,
CDM.
Frankie, why you ask?
Yeah.
Man, can you turn around that triangle and make it different?
You say put Stewart as a CDM and then put PC beside Johnson.
Yeah. Right.
All right, let's see.
Because then you would have a better way of setting up your offensive unit and your defensive structure.
Yeah, but with this construct, okay, that way.
That way?
That way you're looking for?
Right. So, yeah. So now, if you have Stewart where you have him, you can move Johnson. You can move Johnson and put Speedy to the right. Put Johnson where you have Speedy. Put Bobby Reed up and pull back Johnson. Because he's going to go forward anyway and get back in the middle.
So you say Johnson play beside Stewart?
Yeah, as the interior left.
Okay. So see that move Kevin. So was that what we had before, right?
Oh, so you're saying you want to start Kevin Stewart?
No, I'm saying if we're going to go with Stewart. Put your arrow again. The player to the interior left of midfield. Yeah, who is that?
That's Daniel Johnson.
Okay, so that's fine. And who is the player in the number 6?
Kevin Stewart.
Kevin Stewart. That's Stewart. Here you go. Okay. So I think you'll get a better offensive and defensive output there.
The reason why I flipped mine is because to me, Panama, when we played Panama the last time, go ahead, Mannings, man.
You're thinking about the defensive protection in the middle of the field.
Yeah, because when we played Panama, we didn't look good at all. They dominated possession. They're playing at home. So you want to make sure your defensive structure is the first thing you focus on, then you think offensive. Even though we have to win, right?
All right.
Somebody said that they would start Ravel and bench Speedy. and let Speedy come off the bench.
Ravel has done nothing in this whole campaign to start any game. Ravel has done nothing, whether he's missing because of visa problem, whether he's missing because of attitude and behavior, whether it's his play. What has
Speedy has
Ravel
been
done in the whole
consistent.
campaign?
Speedy has been consistent, and
Yes.
Johnson has earned his place from his position, from his performance the last
Yep.
game.
Yeah, I can't start Ravel. I'm sorry.
Right. But
Can't start.
But
Because
here's what
Ravel
I'm
should
saying.
be put on
Question, though.
halftime. Ravel should be
Question
put on
on
halftime
one
in the game. How does Ravel finish the game, frankly, Anningsman? How does Ravel finish that game?
all right. Here's this though,
listen,
Cranky.
Ravel-
Here's what
no,
I'm
no,
looking
he
at.
just-
Here's
listen,
what
he had
I'm
a-
looking at.
He had a bad game.
Here's what I'm
Because
looking at, Cranky.
he should have been carded, you know. But him get away.
Yeah, it should have been.
All right.
Yeah.
Cranky, here's what I'm looking at. Even
Come here,
if we break, right? Because of Speedy work ethic and getting back on the defensive end, we could still have that swing balance with Stuart and Speedy as the two.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, either formation working out. It's just that the problem I have with the formation is this. If you have it this way, then Stewart, Speedy's way upfield, has to cover Javane Brown and cover Greg Lee's side as the CDM, which can be tough. If you have a two, it's a shorter distance for that person on the left to go over to help Greg, or on the right to go over to Javane Brown. But you're right, you give up something offensively.
All right.
Because you don't have the two people up front.
Yeah, here's what a lot of people are saying, right? Where is it? Is it this one? Let me find it, because they are saying a lot of people said that we must flip back the thing, right? Let me show you what they're saying. Flip it back, and do it this way.
Nah.
And then put drop.
Speedy's not 10.
No, what they're saying, no man, they're saying that right here, remove Speedy and put Ravel and have Speedy on just in case anything happened to Kevin. Anything happened to Kevin. So they're saying that put Ravel here.
So here's a question for the audience. When has Speedy had a bad game? What game did Speedy have a bad game? In the whole qualifiers, which game did he have a bad game? Now, he may not have stellar game, but he came to a point and said, Speedy was poor. Speedy had a bad game throughout the qualifiers.
Well,
he has been a consistent player from the midfield.
Yeah.
So he has to get the green light. So if he's going to integrate Stuart, Speedy would have to still be in.
And what I think is that recovery is important, because who is better conditioned? Because it may benefit us to, because Kevin Stewart again, he's coming in, so he should start. But we have a game in a couple of days as well. Maybe in that game now you can take out a Speedy, put in somebody else.
No, you can't think about the next game when you need 3 points.
I agree.
We do have the luxury to forward think.
Yeah, I agree with that. You're gonna play with whoever you have, your best players and your best team,
right?
I hope you get a good result. You figure it out afterwards.
So, as Cranky alluded to, right? Ravel has been poor from the get-go, and he's been starting being poor. So I think even being away, if you have issues and you bring him in to help dictate the pace of the game and all of that ball handling stuff, that might turn his game around. And then he's coming in when the majority of the players on the field would have gone 45 plus minutes.
Yeah, I must admit the last game he ran a lot, right? I mean, he didn't run with any sense, he ran a lot, which is surprising because he wasn't running in previous time I saw him play. But he ran a lot last game.
We know this though, Cranky. Strong legs against strong legs, you have a problem.
Yeah.
Strong legs against rear leg, you might be able to stamp yourself in the game.
True.
So you could have bring him on if needs be 45 at the 45-minute half time, 10 minutes in the wherever. If needs be.
In fact, if you guys remember when we played Panama, he did bring in Speedy at halftime for Ravel. No? Didn't he bring Speedy for Ravel? We played
Yes.
Panama.
Yeah. That's what that was.
And the team settled down a little bit better than it was before
Yeah.
Ravel was playing.
Because some person are even suggesting that Mariappa should probably play over, which I don't have a problem with.
Over Javane Brown?
No, over
Moore?
Over Moore.
I mean, no one's gonna fight. I just think when Mariappa has seen him play, he's not in the game as much. I'm not sure if you guys realize that, you know. He's a little bit better than Watson, but he's not in the game. He don't touch the ball a lot. If you watch even when he play with Lowe and look at the stats afterward, he's not really in the game. Now, you can say his position is very, very good, so that's why he's not in the game. But I'm always wondering why he's not in the game as much as his partner, whoever that partner is.
Yeah. All right. Brian Sims says Speedy is stronger player to finish out the game than Ravel. So thanks for the super chat. So what he's suggesting is that why not start Ravel and then bring Speedy on to finish out the game?
So to Brian, to Claudia, to all the Ravel supporters, please explain to me what Ravel has done to warrant a start.
No, listen, Lulu, I can't.
What has he done to warrant a start?
Lulu, I can't agree. Ravel pedigree earns him what? Listen. All right, so I understand what we are saying, but Ravel Morrison has not been playing well at Derby, you know. I don't know if you guys realize that.
Leave out Derby, man. We are talking about Jamaica, man.
Yeah,
you can't play ball at your club and perform for your country.
But he has not been playing well. I mean, he has not
been. So to Cranky's point, he hasn't, even though his ceiling may be higher, he hasn't shown that. So he hasn't warranted the spot to start. Again, we are giving preference to names instead of performance.
Yeah. I was so disappointed from the last game, Mannings, man. You wouldn't believe how. I mean, I thought during the game at some point that quality that I know he has would come out. It was really hidden, like hide and seek. Can't find it, Mannings, man. It lost. Can't find it. Can't find it. Deep. Can't find the quality.
Somebody's saying that if Ravel's not in the game, Bobby ain't do nothing either. Does he warrant starting?
Yeah, but Ravel played last game, so give Bobby a chance.
Yeah.
And Bobby playing on the right, where Flemmer didn't do anything either.
And remember, Bobby's real issue was not his defense. He just missed the goal. Well, because he has always provided good defensive coverage on the side that he's on.
Yeah, he didn't miss the goal. He missed the goals.
Yeah, he missed.
Not the first game. It's not the second game. He just gets.
But the thing is, you have to get into the position to miss it, you know.
Well, that's true too. And he did score. He did score a screamer in the Gold Cup. He did score a screamer in the Gold Cup. It was a long time ago.
Yeah, but you know, there's one thing we have to decide. We're gonna go for 3 points, or we're gonna either try to get the lead, or early and play it through, or we try to finish the game strong.
I think
that is
I would go low block. I'm telling you, and counter attack with Burke and with Antonio and with Reed. I'm not gonna go out gung-ho, even though I need a win, because I'm gonna.
No, I'm not saying going gung. So that's why I will. You see that's why I'm thinking you're gonna still have it with from the left side. You know, you're gonna have it from the left side. Right, you're gonna have a much stronger offensive output from the left side of the field.
Yeah,
depending on who they start. I'm just looking at the lineup that management present. We don't know what unit Paul is gonna put out here.
Yeah. This is just people. This is just we're not
one thing we know for sure: if he goes with Lawrence, your offensive output is not gonna be from the left side. You're not going to have an offensive output from the left side with the inclusion of your left back.
All right. Okay. Well,
you're going to have
the right is no better, you know.
I'm saying
least you can say Taxi can put the ball in the box like he did against Costa Rica.
Right.
Yeah.
On the right side, you don't want to have your two side of your field. You ain't getting. That's my mentality. Your two side of your field having no offensive output from your outside backs.
Yeah, the problem is, Dean, though, because we are so held back defensively and we can't retain possession, our backs can't even get up the field to be able to contribute offensively. We're too busy defending, we can't possession, we can't even get up field into the offensive half to be supporting the offense.
My brain kind of wired different, though, Cranky. Because here's what if we get the ball, at some point we have the ball in their third, correct?
Yeah.
And in order to even achieve our hopeful goal of winning the game, we will have to have the ball in their zone. So our wing backs will have to find some way to help on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, to me, the way that would happen is if my midfielder is going to rotate over and cover when I go, because my winger is going to be further up the field.
So now you have to ask yourself, what are the midfielders that are disciplined enough to help on that rotation?
Yeah.
That is the question that we have to ask.
I will say this, though. You see, in that game, it was very frustrating because when you're in the stadium, you can see, I felt like Ravel was tired because I saw him leaning over on the corners and stuff like that, right?
Is it in first week Johnson when Johnson scoring?
Well, after that, you know what happened when goals score. But
no, Manning's man, he did a lot of work though. That's the first I've seen him run so much in a game. He did a lot of work.
Right.
He was really into the game. He wasn't playing well offense with the ball, but he was running around like a colt. You know, colt lose their mother, and I'm gonna try to find their mother. He was running around.
But to what I realized though, with his running though, is all from direction, and he's giving direction and filling the defensive spaces.
He's looking for help, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Because some persons are saying that he looked that bad because he had to be doing a lot of work for Speedy.
It's part of the game, man.
Yeah, and I think people are giving Speedy. Look, Speedy's not the best defensive person, but Speedy passing accuracy is always good. Speedy put a shift in. I'm not gonna knock Speedy. He doesn't really have bad games. He's not having great games. He doesn't really have bad games.
Yeah. Neil, let me say this with Lamar Walker. Lamar Walker was substituted because he was a defensive liability. Let me remind you. Yeah. Paul Hall had to change his side. Change him from one side of the field to the other.
I thought he changed him because Flemmer was defensive liability. That's why he changed him.
No, remember he brought him. He was Lamar Walker started out in front of Javian Brown,
I thought he started off in front of Taxi.
No, that was
Flemmer started on the right?
No.
Okay.
He changed them around.
Okay.
Right? So maybe that is so he was substituted, I think, because he was more of a defensive liability. But the truth is when he got the ball, he won in the time on the field, he won a few.
Won a couple of deep in their half, he won a couple of free kicks, yeah.
And there was a miscommunication, I think, because we got an opportunity between him and DJ where he opened up the space, but DJ was trying to make the pass. I don't know if you remember that play.
Yeah.
I thought he did the right thing. He was pulling the defender out of the space. DJ needed to just go down the middle, but he tried to pass it to Walker. But I wouldn't start him in this game.
Yeah, Claudia was reminding me that Ravel gave Gray a ball that he had a chance of putting on goal, and he tried to give it back to Ravel.
Yeah.
Gray to me was like a man about 60 years old running in quicksand. I just don't see Gray as a solution, actually.
I agree. I agree that Walker was changed. I heard it over the yeah. Oh, you heard it.
He's not on back thing.
Yeah.
He can go forward. He's not going back.
Yeah, that's the thing. When you're in the stadium, you can hear the persons giving problems on the field. You hear their names being called. Hold on, we have a call coming in. Hold on a sec. Yes, caller, go ahead.
Cranky.
Yes.
I called in specifically to say this. Speedy.
Caller, hold on a sec.
It's Claudia.
Hold on a sec, caller. Can we get a name? I know.
This is the Church of Ravel. This is the Church of Ravel. And stand cranky. Ravel, Speedy, does not tackle to save his life. So how is he gonna help defensively? And my Ravel was covering for Speedy. That's all I'm calling in to say. You blasphemed the Church of Ravel. You're expelled.
All right, thanks, Carla.
All right, Claudia. Now, look, I'm a Ravel supporter, but I don't know what happened. The first thing you know about Ravel is his control is normally impeccable, right? Very comfortable on the ball. Always see the pass before he gets the ball. Always has time on the ball. The ball looked like either the field was bumpy, the ball was wet, but the ball was just running away from him. It was very surprising, actually. Very surprising.
Yeah, but he did create a couple of he has this thing. This is the thing with Ravel. He has this thing that in the game he will make one pass that can make a difference, and he did it in
true.
the game.
The one he gave Gray should have done
As
better
bad as he
with.
looked,
Yeah.
as bad as he looked, he made that pass that created the opportunity.
Yeah.
Which one was that?
The one
The
that
one
he
to
passed
Gray.
to Gray, and Gray got it in the 18-yard box and then tried to play it back to the. I don't know.
Well, Anna, you don't think he should have shoot that ball?
Who?
Yeah, he should have. You know
Yeah,
what?
yeah.
Dean.
Gray.
We don't want touching on Dean. He could have gone towards the goal on Dean if he chooses, you know.
That slick delivery to the left should have been a shot.
Yeah.
He had
By
it.
who? By who?
By Ravel.
Ravel?
The same pass he made.
Yeah, he could have shot. He could have shot.
Same. He had more than enough time, more than enough space to take a shot.
No, there were two, you know. There were two balls, you know. There is one he passed and one I'm not sure what he did with it. I thought he had two of those on the left side.
One he took too long with the ball and the defender came and got it.
Yeah. No, he miscontrolled the ball, you mean?
Yeah, yes, right. He
Yeah,
miscontrolled that one.
But the one that
he passed to Gray, Gray should have scored. Well,
Listen.
at least hit the target. All right, at least kick a shot.
Ravel had the chance to shoot.
Yeah.
And
I thought
he was
he did like a look away pass like he likes to do.
There
Put
you
the
go.
forward in.
But here's what happened, Cranky. I'm looking at it. He's in front of the goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he can see two sides.
So
Great
he can
angles
see
will
two
cut
sides.
acute angle.
When he slip back the ball to the left,
Yeah.
Grace now looking at an angle. Even though we say sometimes give up a good chance for a great chance.
I
So he
thought he
gave
was
up a
trying to look
good-
off the defense, look off
Right.
what he did, and give Gray the opportunity. But Gray tried to go back to him, and the play broke down. I didn't think Gray offered much actually.
Yeah. Somebody said that Gray thought he was offside, so that's why he passed. Well, that's why he should have shot the ball.
If you pass the ball, you're still
Well.
offside. I mean, I understand the logic.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
He should have shot the ball.
Yeah. I didn't think he wasn't offside, actually. I don't think he was offside.
I just believe at that point, shoot, get a chance, try get the goal. And that would have been the camel, the straw that break Mexico back.
Yeah, I think so too, actually. You know, it's such a frustrating game where you get to the 88th minute and you just want the clock to run out and the clock is going very slow.
Very slow.
And you're getting pressure. the clock slowed down significantly. It's very frustrating to watch, actually.
Listen, I watched Gray trying to track back and he couldn't pass the center circle.
No, he's not ready, Donnie's man. He's not ready. He can't run anymore. People think it's a Gray that played for Watford when he went over and played with Troy Deeney at Watford. It's not the same Gray. He has aged and his legs show it. Chris is saying so. Ravel has a lot of supporters actually.
Yeah, Ravel have a lot of supporters. M10 says, which madman come talk about Haka in a man midfield after all we have seen? Some of them so-called fans here really don't want nothing good for our football.
What do you mean? Someone called for Haka to be reinstated?
I didn't hear that.
I haven't heard anyone say Haka should. I mean, we have, but Haka Haka is a support staff in Panama.
So Lulu is saying that, listen, he would take his chance with Ravel in a do or die game.
Well, I mean, I want to die, I still want to live. So
well, what I'm saying, I think it's a good idea, you know. Go try and get the goals in the first half, and then make the adjustments with a Speedy who can probably probably run around a little bit, even though he may not win tackles in the second half. And just in case something goes wrong with Kevin Stewart,
All right.
you have him as an
So
option.
so the question is, with Speedy, are we saying we are not capable of getting a goal or two with Speedy, but we are more capable of getting a goal or two with Ravel?
I think the best person.
Because you have to hold on, man. We have to think about the offensive capabilities and defensive capabilities. Are the offensive liabilities and the defensive liabilities?
True, but what I'll say though is this: Speedy, those Speedy collects the ball off the defenders, right? Maybe if we ask a DJ or Ravel to do that, they can do it as well. But because that's a position that he plays in. So my suggestion would be, all right, Speedy has taken one shot on target in the campaign so far.
I have seen DJ and Ravel against Panama before. I don't want to see it again. I see DJ and Ravel play deep against Panama. It was like a strainer with a lot of holes in it. There was nothing blocking anything.
And who was it? And they had Bobby Reed, but I'm saying with Kevin Stewart in the midfield, would it make a difference?
We hope so. We're not sure yet. We hope so.
But if you have that, though, you're going to go with one. You go in one holding midfielder and two guys on the outside. Johnson on one side and Ravel on one side. Is Ravel a right footer or a left footer?
Right.
So you can put him on the right side. Just give you that. Put Ravel on the right side. Stewart as the older. Johnson on the left.
Yeah.
They decide your top three. Antonio.
I would go Burke.
Yeah, I'd go Burke.
I'm going to give, my opinion is to give Bobby Reed, because I feel like Bobby Reed will give me more defensively than Lamar Walker.
All right.
Yeah.
No. You cannot put Bobby Reed up if you're gonna use a 3-man top and put him on the left side, because you're gonna again suffocate him as what they did when they play him on the left and Leon on the right, when they should have gone him on the right, Leon on the left.
Okay.
Leon played?
No, I'm just saying we can't put Bobby again on the left side of the field. Right, and handicap him.
If you put him on the right, then you're going to have to start Fleming on the left.
Why?
No, I don't want to see Fleming. But you can still put Burke out there.
Okay,
come on, Mannix, man. Flemo.
No, I'm just saying because Burke is right-sided. But if you can put him out there, that's fine.
Anybody but Flemo.
Remember, one of the reasons why you have Burke out there, it's for the press. It's not really for scoring, really. It's for the press, the height, and his tenacity, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't have Bobby Reed out there for the press, his height, and his tenacity. You have him as a more offensive capable player to get you a goal here or there, but he has defensive capability that he will apply and help, because he has been consistent doing that.
You know the problem with the team is, when you look at the 11, no matter what level put on, you could be guaranteed a goal with Antonio, and then you can't pick another player guarantee you a goal.
Yep. Daniel Johnson.
Really? I haven't seen him
the last one.
And
at the moment.
Who?
Here's what we want, though. Here's what I would know.
Dean, sorry. You know what I think I can't understand? I see we're down to 10 men and we get a free kick and we have Ethan Pinnock and the man then play it short. I don't like. I'm like, what is this? Kick the ball, let Ethan Pinnock go up and try to get a header. But go ahead.
Here's what I would like. Any two players playing on the outside, give us the work so that Antonio don't have to fall all the way back. He can stay up there and hold the defenders honest.
That's my
because
listen, run until you're tired. I'm gonna change you. Come here, change you.
No, listen what I'm saying. With Antonio, the defense, whatever two center backs they have, they're not going to cheat.
Yeah.
You agree with that, right, Cranky?
Yeah, no, definitely. The problem is we can't get the ball to Antonio. Antonio's starved. You know when you play for a team, you play for West Ham, and you get 30, 40 touches in a game, you go to Jamaica, you get 10, you're lucky. You get 10, you're lucky. So your repetition allows you to get into the game. He can't get into the game. Any ball he gets is scraps he's getting. That's
So then
we'd
we'd have to go with a capable. We'd have to go with a capable midfield.
Yeah.
That will get the ball to him.
I think this is a very important point. This is our 10th match of the campaign, and we don't have a defined starting 11. This goes to show we are in a dire strait. You know what is funny? I can call the starting 11 from the 1998 campaign.
It's
No,
a
you
fair
can't
point,
call.
actually. It's a fair
You can call a 14-man rotation.
A 14-man rotation.
Yeah.
From 1998 campaign.
But look, for this campaign, there are extenuating circumstances, right? COVID hasn't helped. So the continuity you normally would have in terms of the window, players' availability, injuries. I don't disagree that 98 was a much more structured construct. You had more local players also, and those players were blended together. You only had 3 Englishmen in the starting team before you went to the World Cup, you know.
You know what would have happened though?
Englishmen available. Yeah,
no, you had 4. You know what would have happened though, Cranky? We would be now knowing that we're not in the World Cup.
Wait, you said we had 4. Wasn't it Burton, Simpson, and Hall?
Earl was in it as well. Earl was in it.
Earl and Powell came in afterwards. After we
Earl was in
the campaign.
Earl came earlier?
Yeah, he played in the campaign.
I don't remember Earl in the campaign.
Yeah, man. He played even the last game he came on, man. He came on.
He was a part 5.
I don't remember Earl actually. I'm serious. I don't remember Earl. I remember Earl was vacillating whether he wants to come or not.
He played 4 games in the campaign.
No, that was not Earl. That was Gale.
He ended up playing on 4 games in the campaign.
Yes, he played 4 games in the campaign.
I'm telling you.
In the campaign before we went to the World Cup?
Yes.
As a matter of fact, in the final game,
when we qualified against
he played in Washington. He played in Washington.
Yes.
the final game, that was that in Jamaica, he came on for Whitmore.
Yeah, he was on the field when he qualified.
In Jamaica, you mean? In Jamaica.
Okay. Yeah, in Jamaica. He came on for Whitmore.
Stadium. He played in 4 games.
I can't recall him playing in 4 games. I wasn't watching when we won actually. I remember playing in 4 games.
Jason Guna, he played in 4 games in the World Cup campaign. Didn't Sewell played in it? He's telling. Listen, he played in 4 games. Robbie Earl played 8 games for Jamaica. He played 1 in the Gold Cup in the February, played 3 in the World Cup, and he played 4 in the World Cup campaign. He played in one of the, when it went to, was it either Honduras or El Salvador, I think. He came on. He always come on for Dean Burton.
Earl played, man.
But Earl was a bigger ball than Dean, so I remember that.
Yeah, Dean was scoring the goals.
Yeah, you're right. I remember.
Go.
I'm sure.
All right. Just check his debut. And he played against Mexico. He came on for Whitmore. If you look at the picture when you qualified, you will see him. But what happened is that he was always on the bench. That is the issue. He was always on the bench.
He came on for Whitmore with about 15 minutes left in the game or 10 minutes left in the game.
All right. So go to Costa Rica versus Jamaica 1998. Check the games. If you check the games in 1998, you'll see the substitution and you see him come on and stuff. He played 8 games for Jamaica, man. 4 in the World Cup campaign.
Yeah, I don't remember Robbie playing. I remember more Burton, Simpson, and Paul. I don't remember.
Because they were the 3 starters.
Yeah.
They were the 3 starters.
I can't remember Burton right footer like yesterday.
Which one? The one Washington?
Yeah, the defense make a mistake and one time in the corner.
You know who steal that ball, Paul?
Yes, he touched it actually.
Yeah. From Agos.
All right, so let me tell you. I think I can tell you guys the game that he actually made his debut. I think it's either El Salvador or Honduras, and it was in the World Cup campaign. Let me find it. Robbie Earl. I'll just tell you. I have it on my phone, man.
No, I trust you guys, but I don't remember him playing. I can't recall him playing.
Yeah, people, let me tell you something. When you do these channels, you have to do a lot of research. All right. So all right. So yeah. So even if you look at the next Robbie Earl, right? Early in action during the Jamaica World Cup campaign 1998. This is a Gleaner article. So it tells you about him being in there. So how do I get this in here, right? But yeah, man, he was there.
You see, a lot of people don't recognize that because he wasn't a starter.
Yeah.
So, and most of the time that he came in the game would have came in with 10, 15 minutes remaining in the game. So you're not going to be readily.
I remember the Miami to watch us play against Brazil when we drew with Brazil. I don't remember Earl.
That was a Gold Cup game.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
He played
When
one
That
game.
was the game that Wilmo would have gotten his nose broken.
Yeah.
That's when him saw the man, and the man gave my elbow.
Right. Junior Baiano.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, they say they concede. They say you win, Dean. So you know, tell man his man say win too. Yeah.
We cleared
Yeah.
up a long time ago. It's not you alone, Cranky. A lot of people is have to believe that Earl came in after we qualified.
Yeah, I thought he did actually.
Yeah. You know what is funny, right? Is someone I was challenging people. I was challenging someone, and they corrected me, and they sent me the match cards of the games that he played in. So I feel good that I get to prove Cranky wrong.
No, I remember. I thought Robbie, Sinclair, Powell all came in later. I didn't know that. I didn't know. I thought Robbie came in when they came. So yeah.
Iman said no. Iman them not concede to me, brother. I just
But you see, all right. Even after the only other game Robbie Earl started, was the first game against Croatia.
Let me score. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. That was the only game he started.
But he played in the 3 games though. He came on.
Yeah, he came on in the other 2.
Because even in the no, it was Marcus Gill that had that. Was it Marcus Gill? Who was the person who jumped for that header that fell and then Whitmore got it?
It would have been Marcus Gill. Robbie Earl came on.
Yeah.
In the Japan game.
Yeah.
I think Robbie Earl was the last sub that stumped me.
Right, because yeah. Listen, people, Dean Phil and these guys know, because guess what? Them they want game. Yeah, that's they won't know who can game over them. Trust me. They have to go get the details wrong. Yeah. What he was there. But Frank Sinclair, I think Frank Sinclair came in the World Cup campaign.
Frank Sinclair joined at the Gold Cup.
At the Gold
Frank Sinclair was awful.
Terrible.
Frank Sinclair was awful.
Terrible.
I know he played for Chelsea, but he was awful. Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, him scored a lot of goals for us.
For us or against us?
Well, it's for us and us.
I see him on Sky commentating and talking about his World Cup campaign. I'm thinking, you were awful.
Yeah,
you were
right.
just not good.
I always figured, how did Frank Sinclair have such a career at Chelsea?
Different type of game.
He was really a centre back.
Long ball football. Now play against those skillful short.
So it was Frank Sinclair, Darrell Powell, Marcus Gill that came in for the World Cup to join the other guys.
Powell the one who got a red card.
Yeah, Powell got a red card.
Darrell Powell.
Yeah.
That was the original hacker doing it. No, that's serious though. That's what they are the man, the hacker.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Hack himself.
Ironically, I remember his Hakim Hack. What's his name?
The little guy?
Arteaga.
Skillful.
Yeah. With his back turned to a goal at the half line.
Full tackle.
And you know who we started over? No, was it Andy Williams? He came into the team over, you know.
A full tackle. Make no sense tackle. Bad tackle. Just kill the team and kill the vibes and kill everything.
Honestly, we had a game plan, but the composition was bad.
Okay.
Because we had Malcolm responsible for Veron, and we had Ortega, Daryl Powell responsible for Ortega. Again, we have eye challenges.
He took responsibility.
Powell can't mark Ortega. Ortega wiry and skillful and all the looking.
No, but what I'm saying, we went height deficiency. Because we have a tall man, a mark a short man, and a short man, a mark a tall man.
And a short man who's skillful. And that's why I broke somebody. No care.
Right.
I mean, I broke himself sometimes. Just a look for
and it's
somebody.
funny. It's because Andy leave. Anything where you see happening at the game, play out exactly in a practice. Because Andy was the Ortega in practice. And Robbie Earl was the Veron in practice for Malcolm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
And at the same way, act Ortega, at the same way, the act Andy.
And there's no ref. Hey, man, they didn't even have VAR then. They had no VAR then to review. Take out the one and get the bread.
Yeah, man. But listen, what we have been on almost for 3 hours now, and I know my friend, the coach's desk, about to begin. I'll probably start already, but I want to thank you for coming on. Listen, all the best tomorrow for the game. Lord have mercy. I don't even know. Listen, I don't even know if we can drive. No, listen, let me tell you. You know what the toughest thing for me is when I drive going to the stadium, go watch the match, And me alone, I drive, come back home,
It's only an hour. We have big highway now. Not like first time you take it.
No, it's not the distance. Cranky, when you drive and you think about how the goal score, you imagine you drive
and put the automatic pilot.
You see a car. No. Imagine you drive and all I got to your mind, Alvas.
Man, they did something wrong.
Alvas.
You should have found a way for staying at town.
I was thinking about that because I'm telling you, like all the way coming down, like I have a headache, man. Just Alvas goes through my mind. Alvas. I go down the hill and I say, whatever Alvas, whatever. I'm telling you, easy, What I need to
get enough beat now, so we have to ease him up.
Yeah.
Get enough beat now. I mean, I think we can beat him no more.
And
going back and look.
Go ahead. Go ahead with your low.
How that Ninja?
No, man. Go ahead with the low comment and then you answer this one in close.
Which one are the comment before?
Why short to get game over Dean? But go back to you were going to say something about Low, Damian Low.
No, man. Damian Low was a walking thing, man. Was a walking red card, man.
Yeah.
I say in our group before, personally, though, Cranky, I say in our group before that he hasn't shown me much and he has been a defensive liability right throughout the Gold Cup, right through the campaign. It just didn't cost us yet.
Yeah.
And the same thing I was saying, there's a lot of times that he can win the ball easy and he allows the player to get close to the ball where he can enforce some force, use his body when he don't have to. And it was destined. I don't know when it happened last game. It was destined for it to happen. And because of that, there would have been a target on his head. So anything that looks overt, even just by the appearance, they were going to penalize him.
Yeah.
I can't disagree with that. In fact, DJ from IMAX TV always point out he always showed the stats on Low, and he's always being concerned about Low, and he always gets a lot of beating because Low has his supporters, and they always say he's the best defender. But I think, as you're saying, which is,
he's a granite sucker of Jamaica,
Well, no, he's more lucky than Xhaka because referees in this part of the world are very lenient. You guys realize that, they're very lenient.
Right.
So you get away with a lot in this part of the world versus, say, in Europe or in the UK, for example, where they're
because it's a culture of the lesser countries.
Yeah, they're protecting players there. Here, they're not protecting players.
Yeah. Yeah, man. But thank you again, Dean, for coming on, and thanks, Cranky. Andy, big up yourself. Next time, don't pull them 3% battery thing the pound winner. Make sure you see you charge up your battery. Understand me? Sir Andy William. Unseen also. Thank you.
And needed time for go do him drinking, man.
No, Andy Speed is Andy Speed. You know, speed battery. I run out of speed. Come on, I was on speed battery. Garment pressure leak. Battery run out.
Yeah.
But him try come back, guy. I see him. He came back and the battery give way. Decided say nah cooperate. So
No.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Well, thanks so much. We wish the team all the best tomorrow. Hope we can pull off the win. You know, we will see. But for the person saying that, I mean, I have pictures, but out of respect, because they said that you weren't supposed to post the pictures. So I mean that the pictures I take. So that's why I don't.
Oh, okay.
What pictures?
I mean, I took pictures of persons. But I see people post their pictures with people, but you weren't supposed to. They asked that if you take pictures of certain players, you weren't supposed to post them. So I chose not to do that. I myself, I like to follow rules until the time.
Well, you have to keep the VIP status, you know.
Oh, geez, don't tell her that. You know, tell her that I'm VIP.
No, you don't want to post it and lose it.
No. You're telling people them. Let them believe that I'm pressed. So you have to tell them what the VIP.
I thought I was going to say administration status.
Yeah, no. So it because I am not pressed, I do have access to everywhere. If when you have
so management, why can't you get press?
Because this what I get to go in is higher than press.
That's what I'm saying. Administration status. I was right.
No.
The first time.
Pagan, so I don't get, let me say it, Pagan, I don't get a media pass. I get something above media pass where you get to sit in the box. So for me, to get up out of them like a nice place, then no one, a girl and a take picture. Look like me a celebrity, you understand me?
Security.
Yeah. I'll keep the celebrity status, you understand? Yeah, man, but I mean, we are a celebrity about that.
But the good thing, man, is, man, it's good that we have someone like, yeah, man, you're at the game, so you had a broader view, and with no fans, you hear a lot more that you could share with the general public. So,
but listen, you know what I'm going to do? When everything, when these City games are done, I'm going to tell you what I hear, what I do player call the coach, and I tell him about the next player on the field. Man, tell him, take the man off I feel, yeah, man.
You have to wait until the campaign is over.
Yeah.
No, we know who said that. What do you mean? Tell me when we call it out. I don't even know. It must be DJ
listen,
about
Hey, listen up, people. That's
no, I'm not. You didn't tell me anything. I'm telling you, it must be. I heard it somewhere else where it was DJ and Power, wasn't it? Has to be.
No, the man call the coach and tell the coach, say, hey, Paul, man, you need to take him off or take me off.
DJ was very emotive in the game, so I assume it's him.
Well, you get one out of the two right.
Yeah, you got one out of the two right. You understand me? Yeah, man, Pagan, but we know that, man, but I'll do that. But I have the photos, but like I said, that I prefer to wait until they did ask me not to post them, so I'll wait. Other persons have done it, but here's the thing. Remember, and sometimes we don't think these things. You understand me? These guys are professional, and here I'm very conscious of people. We were not asked to be tested, and though I'm vaccinated, you don't want to go near a player and go pass something to him, and then him can't play in the game. So I would not have done those things. I'll wait until everything, and then I'll post pictures and videos that I have and stuff like that. That's just me still. But I do
management and Cranky, you know what I want you do? I don't know if you have done it. There's a few interviews from some of the players.
Right.
I try to listen to them because I want to know the mindset. And some of it is very telling.
Okay. I hear you.
So see if you can go through the ones that you can find.
Okay.
Yeah, man. All right, people, listen, you have other streams going on. You have my friend Coach Minzy. I mean, he was very tired yesterday because it's not easy to do what you're doing and go watch match, and then get tired by watching the match, because sometimes I watch Jamaica playing live, you get tired, Understand me? So give them some love. But thanks to everyone. Thanks to our sponsors, Launch Legacy. Yeah, handle risk, seek legacy. For all your personal insurance needs in Canada and the USA, visit them at launchlegacy.com or call or text 647-989-0782. And also Prestige Finance, lending a helping hand when you need it most. You can call them at 876-884-7390, and they will right now, tomorrow, Monday morning, you can get 100,000 Jamaican dollars loan, 0 to 4% interest rate. And if you say to them, I heard about you and I am sure sports, there will be no processing fee and you get the money same day. You want those dentures, that's the place to go to borrow the money to purchase it. If you want a facelift, a hand lift, a foot lift, you want a P shot, you can go and check them. All right. And they'll help you with the finances. Have a wonderful.
A hand lift. A hand lift.
Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the evening until we speak again tomorrow. Again,
All
thank
right.
you, Sir Cranky. Thank you, Dean.
Bless
And
up.
everyone. Bless up and
And bless
stay
up to the best high school in the world. You have done what you normally do.
Congrats, Cranky. It's a one day Ulster turned purple.
Bless up, bless up, bless up.
Yeah, man. All right.
All right.
All right. Blessings, people. So you take care. And remember, please, as you're exiting the chat, hit the like button. All right. Just hit the like, share, and subscribe. I'm Mannins Man. This is I Am Sure Sports, and we are out of here.